Alright, welcome back to part 2 of session 5 for The Changing of Ivyholm. The Sweet Release has taken their leave from the Taskmasters and found their way up the northern road to Ivyholm and come upon a blockade in the middle of the road, which was guarded by two gnoll centurion, like kind of warrior types, that sentries, I guess is the word I'm looking for, that Jebre, through the use of or tongues, was able to communicate with them and convince them to let Sweet Release speak with the leader of their pack, who, after a bit of time, making their way over here, was able to start a conversation with Jebre, and there was some ground made for sure, and it seems as if the leader, whose name is only really pronounceable in Knoll, is willing to give the Sweet Release some information about what may lie for them in Ivyholm should she deign to allow them to pass through their land. So that is where we pick up. She has said, I believe, I don't remember exactly what I just said. It was like, do you want to know what lies ahead? Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I will. Come with us back to our home, and I will detail you all of what I know, and then
Okay.
we will discuss what comes next. And she doesn't even wait for your response. She just turns and walks back, and her sentries follow.
Okay.
Is this good, Jibbery?
She says to follow, and we're going to their home. So I'm not using his voice. Sorry. Uh, but I would say they'll stay on guard. You know, they're a bit snippy.
Of course.
Very well. I would also say, Fenris, you probably want to jump on the wagon and steer, because I don't think Veishi will be able to make such type maneuvers.
I'll say
Possibly.
you're not going on the road. You're going off road.
See, but we are bringing our cart with us around the barrier.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
Now I get to show everybody my drifting skills. Oh,
Okay, well, so yes.
okay.
We take our little bit of our sweet time, we get the cart, right, and then we just start moving.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. Boodle's just annoyed at the gnolls. They swiped at me. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
I don't have any tiny heals without dumping a merit die into him. Do I want to dump a merit die into him?
No, no. He's got hit die. We just need to get to the point where it's a short rest and he can
Sure.
Fenris
spend
will
some
give
hit die.
Gwyn puppy eyes.
It's okay. It's okay. Boodle is thick. Boodle has 15 hit points. He is fine.
Oh, very
Not
thick.
anymore. It doesn't.
Yeah,
I will
fine.
tend his wounds with a medicine check.
I mean,
Ah,
so you're gonna use a healer's kit?
Yeah.
Okay. But don't you need to do that during a short rest? I don't actually know how that works.
He doesn't have the feet, so yeah, it would be during a short rest. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay, never
No,
mind.
no,
Well, I'll
yeah,
still medicine check it.
yeah, yeah. I
Make
appreciate it.
sure he's all right.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a little bit of a gash, but it's not causing a lasting issue. It's just hurts. It's a hurty.
That's a boo boo.
It's a boo
Slap a
boo boo.
band-aid, take a salt tablet.
I
Okay.
mean, like we've always said, like with HP, like HP doesn't necessarily mean you got hit, right?
Right.
It's just you can
Takes
dodge and stuff.
takes the
HP
force out of your
damage.
fight. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Um. Well, I got to say, Jibri, good job. You got us through. And now we are going into the trap, and they are going to spring on us and eat us. This is going to be great.
Don't worry. We're the
What?
trap. Remember?
Ben, it's a joke. It's sarcasm. It's okay, my friend. Just keep.
You know they,
eh,
and I'll say this. I don't care if they hear me. They worship bad God.
I picked up on that. They would actually be conflicted. I think the leader is two different deities.
Don't care.
I
Schemer bad.
schemer bad. I understand.
These two come up and start pointing their glaives at you and just barking, just like "Arf!"
Like at
They-
me or everybody in general.
at everybody.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
I thought they were poking me. I'm like, motherfucker.
No, no, no. They're just like yo, what the
hurry up.
hell? Yeah.
We're coming, Jebri. We are coming. Apologies. We were just sorting out marching orders.
Good, hurry.
Very well. Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop.
Wrong
clip,
one.
clop. There, we follow them.
So you're trying to take the wagons the whole way?
At least beyond, yeah.
It is not amenable to that. I would say you. Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
We get
one
the
of them would
wagons.
actually turn and tell the Gibber is like, these will not make it. These
Very well.
you can hide these. You can leave these with our sentries at the road. We will protect them for you.
Very well. Please do not add them to the blockade.
How about that?
And
I'm sure that's what they said. That every one of the other wagons are right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to do an insight check, you can see if
I mean, only Jeffrey
that's true.
understands.
Yeah,
So,
Jebber can do an insight.
sure.
Okay, okay.
Let me roll real quick. Roll is this one. Yeah, you believe him.
Okay. Um.
He seems to be
So,
the kind that's just doing what he's told. So.
yep. So Sil will start to untie horse from it and start walking horse beyond the.
Oh, so
He's not
horse
leaving.
is coming with.
He's not leaving the horse to be eaten by the gnolls in his
Yes,
mind.
yes.
Fair enough. Is
They
Candy
are
Cane
part of
also
the
coming,
party.
or just horse?
Candy Cane will come as well.
There you go.
Uh,
So.
Uber will ride on Candy Cane's back.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So yeah, they lead you. They don't have any mounts or anything. They are just walking.
Yep.
But they're moving at a pretty good clip. They're big, so big long strides. In fact, actually, I'm curious what is their speed? Yeah, it's just 30. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they take you. It's a bit of a trip. You're going into again. It's not like heavy forest here, but there are like little pockets of trees and stuff like that. And you do see kind of you're going into a bit of a kind of a hillsidey type area where it's a bit of a elevation raised up about like 10 minutes in, and then eventually they lead you into essentially kind of like a little dugout cavern into this side of this hill. And I wish I looked honestly for good images to inspire like what it looks like, but I couldn't find anything. Even using like AI generation stuff, I couldn't really get anything that was very good. Actually, yeah, I think I did one and I just didn't upload it yet. Let me look at that. But I'll describe it while I'm looking for that. So it is just like a big stone cave that I will say that they one of them will talk to Jebre and say like these are not allowed inside, and talking about what's it called, candy cane and horse. But it is partially because it's low. They just don't want horses. Excuse me, horses inside. Yeah, let me create a real quick scene with this because I did get a okay picture. But they beseech that you leave the horses outside.
Okay. You haven't shown that new picture
I
yet.
have not yet. I'm uploading it
Okay,
now.
cool.
I forgot
Gotcha.
that I grabbed one. And I'm uploading now. Excuse me. And let me so grid list. Let's save.
Just checking with the guys. I think just to keep it simple, we'll just say Sil stays with the horses, just so it's one less character we track.
I like that.
Yeah, because we need Jebri to talk, but
is this? No, the size is kind of whatever. So yeah, so
Uh,
they lead you.
Hubert,
Go ahead.
Hubert will stay with the horses as well. I still gave him the task of protecting Candy Cane with his life. He's
Nice.
doing that.
So they lead you inside. So it is kind of a low cavern. It's mostly just like dug out tunnels and stuff like that. But eventually you do start to see like where they've got some furnishings and stuff that makes it a little bit more home. Um, but it is kind of a cramped fix, and I will go ahead. I'll just bring everybody over here. Might as well. So this is kind of just the general feel. It's like still pretty low. It's kind of going to be kind of a tight fit for all of you. But there is a table. Let's just say there's also a chair at the head of the table here. It's not in this picture, but whatever.
I don't have a token that has vision on this map.
Oh yeah, let me just get
Oh yes,
global vision.
that is true.
So, yeah, same.
No token vision here, so I think everybody should just be able to see that.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
So yeah, it's just the
Oh my-
general feel is simple, not super elaborate, and you can tell it's an AI generated image because the stuff on the table is just like random ass garbage.
That's almost.
Yeah, and the table's like just a weird, got like a big chunk out of it almost. Yeah, like right here. But yeah, so I wanted just a feel of a like of a cramped-ish cavern with very simple stuff. Probably a little bit messier than this as well. But yeah, so she invites you in. With her at all times, there's always going to be kind of at least like two sort of guards with her. But she invites you, so she sits at the head of the table and invites you all to kind of join her to sit down. Actually, I guess I could just drag your tokens on the scene just for funsies. Whee! Um, and I'll put her. Where is her? She'll be like at the head of the table here. Let me zoom that in. So yeah, she's at the head of the table. She invites you all to sit. And we'll say that there's two other guys. Where are they? Like off to the sides. Um,
Okay.
so.
I'll just go ahead and put Syl off the map because he's with the horses.
Right.
Get out of here!
And I will make a. Oh. Gwen will make a funny comment. What? No round table? What is this?
Uh, I will just say the leader when I refer to her. It's because like she has a name, but she has no name in common.
Oh, there's a.
The leader responds to you saying, "This is what you get in common to you."
Oh. I mean, awesome, but kind of quaint. Do you like sweet things?
She ignores you and starts speaking with Jabray in her native tongue. So,
Yeah,
You tried.
I'm used to that. It's okay.
I have a little bit. I have some things that I need to bring to your attention regarding Ivyholm. Allow me to tell you a little story of another person who decided to come into our territory many years ago. I've been the leader of this pack for some time, and unfortunately, under my watch, this person who came from Ivyholm before all of this found himself in our territory, just rooting around for components for magical things. And he didn't, I don't think he realized just how far he had strayed from Ivyholm and didn't know what he was getting into. And, normally interlopers such as him, we would just, make dinner of them. But when he was brought before me, I, for some reason, felt pity. And he was so stupid. I just, first of all, wandering into our territory, and second, not showing proper deference to me and my station, in spite of being a captor. And he kept trying to show off his meager little magical powers that he had. He could make lights, for example. I'm sure you have the capability of doing something just like that. Or, he could raise his voice like this, and then she actually does suddenly very loud in uh, in the Gnoll language. Actually, not even in the Gnoll language. She just kind of like projects like a large kind of howl throughout that echoes throughout the caverns. And anybody who's proficient in Arcana doesn't even need to make a check. You recognize she actually did cast Thaumaturgy, so she has some magic as well.
I don't think any of us are proficient.
Yeah, if not, then that's fine.
It's wild.
Well, I guess if nobody's proficient, then
Ben would know because he cast the spell, right?
yeah, I was gonna say anybody who has the spell would recognize. Actually, is there somatic components to Thaumaturgy? I forget.
Mm,
Let me look. Thaumaturgy.
I think it's
No, it's
verbal.
just
or
verbal.
It's verbal.
Yeah, well, sure. I'd say whoever knows the spell would recognize that that's what she's doing. Um, but this pathetic little man, um, he was so eager to show these tiny little powers, and as proud as I am, I showed him what I can do and introduced him to how I get my powers. And then she starts turning the shaft of her glaive, and like showing the uh, symbols of the schemer. And it's just like, through my deity, the schemer, I am able to, do many a great thing, and I am able to, achieve my goals. And he knew nothing of the sort. He just simply was blessed somehow with magic, and he was uneven aware of how it happened, and was uneven aware of how to control it. And me and my hubris essentially showed him, how I beseech the schemer for guidance and for how to learn the ways of manipulating magic. And he was fascinated by it, but he did not seem to fully understand it. Uh, so, unfortunately, unfortunately for him, he left here not knowing anything any more than he came in with. But we did, through stupid mercy, let him flee our lands and go back home. And we heard nothing of the sort from him later on until much later on. But it is after this, within a few months, we started seeing these abominations, these weird experimentations that we saw, or that you brought to the attention of ours. At first, much more simple than what you may have seen yourself, like a stag that had the horns of a ram for some reason, or badgers who had their pelts, they were just naked, they had no pelts. Owlbears who had scales instead of feathers. Other fauna with just different appearances, like serpentine creatures with feathers instead of scales, much simpler things. Even some of the wilderness, like the trees and the bushes, would be changed in some way. Um, and then eventually, not long after that, maybe a year or two, maybe a year and a half, we started on our sentries who watch the road in and out of Ivyholm. Usually, in those days, we didn't count that road as among our territory. We hadn't expanded that far yet, so we didn't blockade traffic like we do now, which we do for the safety of others and to keep people, away from us. But we were aware of what was going on, and we noticed that there were basically an exodus of people from Ivyholm. A trickle at first, a wagon or two a day, and then eventually dozens of wagons a day, until basically nobody remained, it seems. And while we never ventured into Ivyholm, as it's not our land, we have sent scouts out there. Back then, we sent them quite far, maybe not into the town proper, but the more closer they got to the town and the more time went on, they saw more and more of these strange creatures, and they started seeing strange capabilities among them as well, not just strange appearance. Uh, and then eventually, our scouts reported that not only were they present, they seemed to be defending Ivyholm from anybody who would come close. Uh,
Who is defending? Sorry.
the creatures, these strange creatures with odd changes being made to them. And then eventually, once we started losing scouts, we stopped quite incurring so far. So while we do keep some eyes on it at a bit of a distance, we have sort of lost our, contact with what remains of the town. So, but nevertheless, we have seen reports that the stupid little man that I unfortunately brought into the fold one day did indeed seem to still be there in spite of everybody else having left. And we're afraid that it may be him that is behind all of this, but how he grew in power is, well,
He probably made a pact with a deity or some other source of power because the lady that you ignored, she likely found evidence of him tampering with one of the troll hovels.
so is that Jembre saying this?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on one sec. Okay. Um,
Because she found tracks of a smaller individual booted, traveling to and from the troll hovels where we slayed the burning trolls.
and where was this? I knew that you found it south of here, but where?
Many days south of here, along the road near what the common folk refer to as a pathmaker's rest.
Ah, yes. Okay. Interesting.
So if he is the problem, then, well, what do we say? We go find him and break every bone in his body.
Ah, yes. If it were only him, then sure. In spite of whatever powers he may have uh, received since then, um, but no, he's got some very, very dangerous creatures guarding the way. And I believe you're correct. I believe his potential may have attracted the eye of one who would serve perhaps the will of the Mad Titan. One who wishes to throw things into chaos and upheaval. Because this sort of thing seems to be exactly what he would want to do. Just change everything and throw everything into disarray and just confuse all manner of everyone. And what exactly his intent is with Ivyholm, I'm not exactly clear of, but I do believe that you're probably right. This curious little man, he probably did somehow find a way to contact the lower planes, and essentially someone took an interest, and he's milking it for whatever he can right now, and is... I don't understand the motivations for all these changes, but there's something, and it's foul, and I don't like it. I don't understand what you guys think you're going to be doing, but I thought if you would want to go there, that this is something that you should know.
Everybody shares all that information with the guys, the gal, and what do you guys think? Anything to add? Anything to share? Anything we want to do, ask, or whatnot?
I think Well, what happens in Ivyholm seems to be an abomination of nature, and I feel called to go there. Do what I can.
We
Jebri will translate that. Oh, I guess he
She
understands common.
understands.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She in so her common's obviously a little rougher than her null. She says, "Yes, it is abomination." Um, and then she just looks at Jabber and she's like, "Yeah, we will allow you to go in Knoll. We will. I have a number of scouts. We will send you with, and then whatever the name in Knoll is, who is one of our most accomplished scouts. He ranges the farthest northwest towards Ivyholm, and seems to be able to avoid or evade anybody who might bring you harm. So he would probably be able to get you closest, and I would ask him to take you in as far as he can, if this is what you want to do. It is indeed an abomination, and if you wish to do something about it, it's your funeral."
Excellent. Well, looks like we got some assistance from your wonderful pack. I appreciate that. Um, well, if it is a funeral, at least, well, do us some good burial rites if you'd be so kind when you find our dead bodies in Ivyholm.
Oh, if your dead bodies are in Ivyholm, they are not for us to find. We will not go there.
Ah, very well. So, anything. Hmm. So, expect the unexpected. Likely dealing with Mad Titan, chaos, and change. Uh, Jib returns to the group. Anything else to add or inquire?
Well, so the leader will say something like, "I don't know if he's dealing with the Mad Titan directly, but at least someone who serves his will, right? There are many who do so, and there are many powerful creatures and powerful beings who can do such, do some very powerful things, even if it is not the Mad Titan himself. So, but regardless, it is something very scary."
Jebri resists the urge to say something scary enough to put your pack to heal. Okay.
Ooh,
Ah,
good move.
yes, I know. You just see Jebri kind of look up and like tilt his head to the left and look up and looks. Should not say that. Okay. And I think the entire group knows when Jibri does that. He's like
Like, oh
weighing
shit, oh
what
shit,
to
oh shit, oh
Biting
shit.
his tongue so hard.
Don't you dare.
say. Yeah. He's like, okay, I'm not gonna get the group killed today.
Yeah.
Pretty well. Well, your wisdom and assistance has been more than forthcoming, and if it will bear good fruit for not just the people to the southern borders, but as well for your pack of this Jibri Amaranth Lenore and the sweet release. Promise you.
I don't need your promises. I just need you to, frankly, leave at this point. Do your best, do what you can, but uh, you will be leaving now.
By all means, thank you for allowing us to have passage through your territory with a guide.
Very good. And yeah, she summons the guy's name, which and then shortly, and she says instructions. Is like you're to take them into Ivyholm, and he's like, to Ivyholm, what? He's like, no, 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 listen, like they understand that this is probably a bad idea. Jebre hears all this. Obviously, nobody else does. It's like, but just take them as far as you can, and then let them, march to their own death if they want to. But get them out of here now. And he kind of like snaps to, just like, got it. So, and then he sort of motions to you guys. Let's go. He doesn't say let's go. He just motions.
Barks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, he does. He will say let's go, but only Jebra understands it. Yeah.
I'm
So
very
endearing.
proud of Boodle. He didn't try to steal anything.
Oh, good.
Good job, Boodle.
On the way out, I'll pat Jerry on the shoulder. You've done well. Very well.
He's like, I think I counted 7 times that I could have gotten us killed.
Nice.
But we still have a long road ahead of us where I could still get us killed.
It's always an option.
And he kind of gets a little bit faster, puts his hand on the shoulder of the guy, and says, "You there, chap? What's your name?" And
He
starts
immediately
making-
shrugs the hand off his shoulder, and he says, "Do not get so familiar with me. We are not friends."
No, not friends, but we're both going to a place of certain death, so it's pretty nice to know the person that might be.
It might be your death. I've successfully navigated in and out of there many a time. I will take you as far as I feel comfortable, and then I will leave you there.
Oh. And again, you see him turn his head to the other direction.
Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it!
You mean tuck your tail and run is what he's thinking, but
Nice.
say it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We come out, we see Syl, we say, "Yo, horse, yo, Candy King, yo, Syl." We're going. And then,
Yeah.
if
So,
you will allow it,
yeah, go ahead.
Gwen will go to Ben and be like, "Hey, Ben, how hard is it not to want to just bash that lady's face in?"
Not the lady, the one that hurt Boodle, and I'll look at him.
Interesting.
Fair. Thank you. Boodle appreciates it. Man,
No, like people pick on little things.
I know, right?
Boodle be Boodle.
Boodle be Boodle. We need a shirt that says Boodle be Boodle.
Boodle be boodle.
True words never been spoken.
Very well. Well, Ben, again, thank you for caring about Boodle and for all of us and not bashing any null brains in yet.
Yet.
And when you say yet, I kind of grin.
I know. Sweet and sour were itching for a little stabby
I
places.
forgot that's your freaking blade names.
Yeah.
What are they? They're not. What are the kind of blades are they called? They're
They're long knives.
long knives. That's right.
Long knife of returning is sweet. Long knife of defense is sour.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So yeah, he
Yeah.
guides you out of the. Out of the cave. It's not that you weren't that far into the cave system. It's maybe like a 5-minute walk. Up and out. You run into Syl. Yeah, horse and candy cane. So basically, they're taking you back to the road, where the barricade was.
Well, we can take our wagon and our horses and go.
You can take
Or
your wagon and
wagons.
horses. So we'll just bring it back over here. These guys are all gone, except for one of them. Ugh. So this guy will be with you guys for now. And he says, yeah, it's about. Let me look at the map. It says we can take this road for 2 days, and then we'll have to venture off of the road. Yes, Syl and the horses are toast. So we can take these beasts and the wagons just about 2 days in, and then we will have to go in a bit of a side way. The road is not safe past that point.
So, Danny, I missed it. Is the one that's going with us the one that hit Boodle?
Nope.
Okay.
Nah, he's the accomplished scout that tucks his tail and runs whenever anything gets scary.
Yeah.
I will say real quick, Adam. Oh, you know what? I will allow Jibri to have this moment. Jibri will talk to the guy and says, who wants to wager gold that it is not the Mad Titan, but the schemer that is plotting all these changes in Ivyholm and just manipulating the gnolls?
Interesting. Are you saying that in common
Uh,
to everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Uh,
While
I'm
we're
not
like
sure that
on
I
the road.
have any gold.
It's okay. There's a thing called debt. Would you like to be indebted?
I'm not
Or an
sure what that
IOU?
is.
Exactly. It's
Endangered.
exciting. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's just yeah. A little man with pathetic magic somehow
became this archmage type thing.
became powerful. It's Simon 2.0.
Kind of. Yeah. Now that you mention it,
Whoa!
Became
I promise it was
powerful.
not intended to be that.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I
It's a
am
pretty
I am
easy.
derivative, but I'm not that derivative.
No, I get you. Yeah, no.
His
I
name
don't
is
mind.
Simone.
Simon.
OC.
He's got a
It's
name,
Nomis.
and it starts with an S.
Yeah.
But it's not Simon.
No.
It's Nomis.
Uh, yeah.
So y'all are just going?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're not going to be helpful. They're not going to be willing to take an army to a city where they can do stuff.
So yeah, let's do march in order, all that other stuff. So, or who's on the
Danny, is it
cards?
obvious this gnoll with us speaks common
He
or
has not.
understands common?
Are you? So he has not spoken it, so you have no idea, unless you want to like
Okay.
ask him or something.
Oh no, I'm just gonna
Or
preach the
unless
gospel.
you're
I'm
trying
gonna
to do.
preach the gospel.
Okay, are you doing it the whole time
Just
again?
just randomly to the world, just preaching the gospel.
Okay. With like thaumaturgy and the.
Oh yeah, I'm going full tilt. The sacred
Okay.
flame, everything.
uh, so wait. So we'll say he's in the Jebre wagon because of course he would be. Which is your wagon as well, I think, right, Ben?
Yes, it is.
He asks if he can go to the other wagon, to Jebre in Knoll. Can I get away from this foul preacher? To Jebre.
I'm sorry, say that again?
He's asked if he can get away from this foul preacher.
Which foul creature? Sorry.
Preacher. With the P.
Oh,
Me.
creature.
How dare you?
Oh. Honestly, he is, I think it has something to do with protective warding. I actually don't know. I've learned to just tune it out.
I don't need his protection.
Yes, you don't, but we do.
Right. I'm gonna go to the other wagon.
Very well.
And he hops. He actually
he's
hops
very
off
loud.
and just runs over to the other wagon. Hops on.
He's very loud.
What our tech? Oh, it's okay. Hello. I wave at him.
He looks. He points at. Because I assume, are you like, is Ben like standing up and doing this like to the world?
Oh
Right?
yeah,
I
I'm
figured.
full on Southern Baptist preacher
There
right
you
now.
go. He.
Hell and damnation.
I'll just call
Yeah.
him Scout. His name's not Scout because he doesn't have a name in common. Which I realize now after the fact, it's kind of stupid not to have names that you can say. I thought it was a more flavorful thing, but it's logistically difficult. So the Scout is going to look at Ben and just say foul in common to the to Fenris, I guess.
Like
You do
what
know a
Ben
couple
is
words.
saying.
Sorry, what Fenris? What?
Oh, you do know a couple words.
Some. Don't like language.
Hmm.
And then he
Fair,
mutters to
fair.
himself in a language you don't understand.
Not everybody's cup of tea. I could understand that. I just think
He
it
just
sounds pretty
nods.
sometimes. I don't know what he's saying. At some point in the next couple minutes, if Ben will end his speech with the sacred flame, uh, Fenris is still matching that. He'll just point a finger to the sky and shoot a firebolt.
Interesting. He will.
He's got
The guy scout will actually kind of grab your arm after you do that and say, "Don't."
right. Felt like me joining in was to help get your attention, but we have that already.
Attention, bad.
Hmm. Oh well, we'll have to carry on with the spells though. Protective aura will be good.
Loud, bad.
As Ben is at the top of his lungs, just
Yeah.
no one telling me a damn thing.
I mean, technically you're still in their territory, so it's kind of okay. But
I'll
mean-
look over at Ben on top of the other wagon and I'll just shrug.
I mean, I know I'm not there, but like, loud is not. Oh, well, I guess are we riding close to each other? Or
I figured close enough that he could like switch
Yeah.
wagons.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Gwen would just kind of lean back and say, loud is bad unless if you don't care that things come after you.
Are you doing that so
Draw
that he can
moth
hear
to
it?
the flame. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
draw moth to the flame. You understand? Jebri, translate.
You say it like he's your servant, Jebediah.
Yeah, I was gonna say what a reversal.
and
Smash the
Gwen,
smack at you.
yeah. And Gwen has like the biggest grin on her face. And just lays back on the cart.
Does Jebri translate?
I think he goes off
I
on
just
her.
imagine Gwen throwing her legs up on a crate and then like throwing a piece of candy in her mouth as she says it.
When have
And I
you have
say,
the nerve to
Yeah,
demand me to do something?
and
I'll
I
have you.
wait. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were
No,
done. Go
No,
ahead.
he just starts rambling like that. He just doesn't stop talking.
And I make eye contact with Ben. I grab a piece of candy, throw it back, and say, "Gangsta."
Love it.
And another thing. You leave your
Yeah,
candy
that's
everywhere.
this little one.
Your candy melts in the sun, and it makes the wagon all sticky. And you need to get that stuff under control.
Wait.
Go ahead.
No, it's just, Gwen's just enjoying life right now.
So I gotta get. So Ben, you're actually doing. So how often are you doing this sermony stuff? Because
I am
eventually it might
pretty-
you might have to like do an exhaustion or something like that because it's
I'm
not easy.
Basically what I'm doing is I'll read like 2 or 3 passages, whatever, and then stop, take a drink, whatever, and then do it again. But I'm not going. I know that a battle is potentially on the horizon, so I'm not going to exhaust myself. If it gets
Gotcha.
to the point to where I'm starting to become physically drained, I will.
Just roll.
Maybe.
Let's just roll a con check just to see. And
Okay.
we'll say that's. We'll figure out like a unit of time based upon that. So let's do a con check, and I'm curious to see what you get.
So do I get because of what is it?
It's not a save. It's just a check.
Okay, check. Got it.
Yeah, you're not fighting off any effect. You're just trying to see how long you can. It's essentially kind of akin to like holding your breath, like a check for holding your
Got
breath.
it.
But instead of a static number, I want to do a check to see. Let's say you can do it for a couple hours if you want.
Okay,
Like
that's
maybe
what I'm doing.
2 or 3 hours, I would say.
I'll do it for 2 or 3 hours and then I'll take a break.
Well, okay.
We
And I
eventually
will
used to-
particularly if I'm gonna know what I'm gonna say there are certain passages, sermons, whatever that are directed directly towards the Mad Titan and the Schemer, and those are the ones I'm focusing on.
And you're doing them in all 4 languages again?
Nope, I'm doing it all in common because I know that motherfucker speaks common.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let
We are
me.
hostile colleagues.
Yeah, yeah. That's a little something. Let
I
me.
am not hostile. I'm trying to convert.
Religious zealotry is not.
Well, that's never been
Hey,
hostile.
it worked for the Inquisitions, and it worked for all
Oh,
that
totally
stuff.
worked.
The Pope during the Renaissance age. Fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was no ill.
Crusades,
There were no ill
Mm,
consequences of that.
no, none whatsoever.
Crusades are a
Just
classic. Yeah.
broaden Christianity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. They just win.
Just sharing is caring.
Right. We just
Exactly.
civilize the savages.
Exactly. Salem witch trials, whichever era you want to look at, I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. So for a time check for in the game, let's see. So we say you arrived at the barricade originally around like 10 a.m. Between the waiting and then going to talk, that's probably at least another hour and a half, 2 hours. So we'll just put it around noon. So with a couple of hours, you're getting into the kind of late afternoon. You're on the road now, and he said it was about 2 days. So you figure it's going to be like noon on the second day that you would have to essentially abandon your wagons probably and go, kind of more stealthy. But yeah, so it's kind of late afternoon. Y'all are heading down the road. You do actually go ahead and give me a perception check for anybody who wants to kind of like take a look around. Uh,
Is this during or after I'm done with my preaching?
I would say this after you're done.
Okay.
Ooh, yikes.
Boo.
Hey, same
Boodle.
number. Let's go.
Boo. Boo. Hubert and Ben.
Look
Okay.
at all these dice.
So yeah, Ben and Hubert and Boodle probably all notice another not so much like a tundra type situation, but another even closer to the road this time stretch of land. This would be like at the very end of where you're like kind of in the late afternoon. Um, you notice kind of off in the distance, it's almost like instead of like almost the opposite. It's like very dry, like cracked soil, cracked dirt or cracked earth type soil. Just again, just randomly kind of in the middle of, not in the middle of nowhere because it's just off the road, but just it's in a seemingly kind of random spot where like the foliage is even a little bit different and the earth just looks weird. So,
Who notices it? It's Ben and.
Ben and the familiars.
Okay,
I will
got it.
point it out since the familiars can't really talk. I don't understand Boodle's communication thing, so I kind of point in bad area.
Are you sure it's bad?
Okay, different area.
Um,
Whatever.
Jebri will try to do the communications. Like,
Maybe
my good.
maybe this one we could check it out, right?
Well, we could also ask the local expert on it. Mr. Scout. Rawr, rawr. Oh,
Yes.
we noticed that odd formation of the land. We saw something similar previously. What are these?
We don't have a name for them, but we believe it is his doing.
The pathetic magic man at Ivyholm?
Yeah, Sam.
Sam?
Sam.
That is a terrifying name.
Yes. Yeah, was a silly little man who wandered onto our land, and I don't know. Now he's apparently doing things in Ivyholm. I don't. I've seen him, but I don't know much about him, except for that he visited us once, and and he says the leader's name is afraid that he might be the one behind it. He was called Sam. Sam Dalton.
Very well. Sam Dalton.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Again, Jibri resists the urge to say, keeps you kenneled up like a pathetic pup. Ah,
I'm gonna start making you do like con saves or something or like wisdom saves or something to.
Like he's such the perfect character for this. He could just like Sam Dalton is the pathetic man. Okay, let
Yep.
me
Sam Regal. No, I'm just kidding.
God, I'm so far behind on Critical Role again.
So
I
am
just
I.
got up.
Sam Dalton equals pathetic man.
I will say, they have a couple guests in the latest episodes. Do you at least know
Nope.
that? Okay. Wow.
Nope.
You are pretty far behind then.
I don't even remember where I left off. I literally have to. I think it was like.
I mean, you
Is
did. There was
Operation
something Malleus
Ray
key,
with.
but I think that's about.
Yeah, I think they destroyed one of the mouse keys because I
Okay.
remember like Laudna getting sucked through one of them or something
Yeah,
like that.
like through the gears and shit or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, sorry, spoilers. Um. Very well. I'm good to just keep riding. I don't know what the group wants
We
to do.
must. Yeah, we should keep going. I don't. My orders are to take you straight there. I don't have time for other things.
Let us be about it then.
Uh, Small talk. He doesn't have to. Jeffrey has 8 hours of this, so
Only like 2 left, I think. No, I guess like 4. No, like
right, whatever. It's 8 hours total.
yeah.
You decide. But before it fades, he's like, I don't have time for this. What do you do, Drake? He's just making small talk. He's bored. He understands the guy's probably not going to respond.
Sorry. What would you say?
He's just going to make small talk with the guy
Oh.
from time to time. Like,
Um.
oh, what do you do during the day? Or what is.
Yeah. Sure. Let's. Yeah. He. You know what? Here, let me do a quick roll, and then.
Again, we don't have to eat up
Yeah, it's
game
fine.
time
I
if it's not
just
anything
mechanically
important.
I wanted to see what happened there.
My
Um.
version.
Yeah, you learn. Yeah, that he's one of the older scouts. I mean, so you guys know that gnolls don't live to like human lengths. That's like they live like at most like 30, 40 years usually.
Okay.
Like really old ones might be like in their 50s or something like that. The leader seemed
Gotcha.
like she was at least in her 30s, probably, like as much as you guys can gauge the age of nobles. He looks to be a similar age. So he's been around a while, and he says, "Yeah, he's like, yeah, I've seen all the terrible shit that's happened. I try to avoid it as much as I can, and in doing so, I've learned, how to where it's safe to go and where it's not safe to go, and when to, be more cautious, and when you can move more quickly, that kind of stuff." So, yeah.
Well, we are most uh, fortunate to have you as our guide, then someone as wise and capable as.
Does that loud one always do that stuff? Because that will not work. He cannot do that tomorrow. Because we are now at the edge of our PAX territory. We are soon to be outside of what we traditionally call our borders, and he cannot be doing that without the safety of being inside our borders.
Well, question for you, because sometimes we play the tactic of just bring all the bad stuff to us.
I will leave if you do that.
You sure? You don't
Yeah,
want to have fun? It's pretty exciting. It gets the
it's
blood flowing. It's
it's exciting until you're not alive anymore. I've seen
well,
that happen.
interesting. Well, we will heed to your wisdom and your talents, and I will ensure you that my comrade will be silent
Thank you.
when it is appropriate.
From here on out, basically.
Okay. Uh,
I mean, we can just have small conversations, especially while we're on the road. Once we're off the road, we must be much more discreet.
do
Uh,
you have
fuck you,
outposts
James.
for?
That gif.
I mean,
Jeez.
it's what these gnolls
Uh,
are. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Um, They know better. Very well. Jabri will share with Ben that, hey, it's been fun. It's been hilarious, but I guess it's serious time now.
No more gangster?
Gangster on hold,
Mm,
right?
no more.
Okay.
Yes. But hey, Ben, Jabri will say, Ben, very soon you will get to likely bash your hammer into the face of many, many horribly twisted monstrosities. So there's that.
A little gleam will be in his eye.
Yay!
Yeah,
I get to smash.
yeah, you get to smash. Though, our friend will only escort us, not actually assist. So let's do this.
Okay. Um. So yeah, it's starting to get into the early evening. Uh, so yeah, if you guys want to push, the scout will say, there are a handful of places not far from here where we can conceal ourselves nicely for anybody who might be looking for trouble. Uh, Depending upon how far you all wish to go this evening, I've got a couple of spots that should serve. Um, if you all are good to push a little bit further, we can. If you'd like to make rest now, we can as well. If we make rest now, we must start early in the morning, however. But if we want to push, we can maybe sleep in a little. It's up to you.
how many days out are we from Ivyholm?
So it'd be at this point like a day and change. So like I said, the noon on the second day. So not tomorrow. So noon not tomorrow, but noon the day after.
Mm,
Midday, I should say.
hmm. Does everybody think we're close enough to, if we can find a place to hide out the wagon and the horses, would this be the time? Start
This would
looking
be the
for stuff like
time.
that.
Yeah. Don't you think? Leave them somewhere tied up safe, or not, not tied up, but eh,
Hmm.
as far away from the shit at Ivyholm.
I can
Now,
bring. I can
Danny, have
take
we
them.
seen. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I can once I leave you all, I can come back for them, and we can keep them if you prefer, rather than leave them. Because correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like you all are talking about abandoning the wagons. Is that what I heard? Maybe I misheard.
Yeah, because what we
Hmm.
didn't know initially, if you remember, and I don't know if this is what the group is thinking, but initially when we were talking to Alistair,
Right. You wanted.
part of the
Yeah.
plan was scouting out a place where we could
Uh,
leave the horses to be
I
safe.
will say the scout seems to think that it's you could go at least with the wagons for another day, like until
Okay.
until you have to go off of the road, which would be that's the next day. Then you're fine.
Okay. I trust him on this. We can, yeah, probably hide the wagons, keep the horses somewhere safe, ideally under somebody's protection. But how
Yeah, we
far
should
would
be able
we
to travel on the
could take
road.
them? Take them?
Yeah, we can travel on the road for about another day, but then after that it's much more dangerous, and we must take the beaten path off the beaten path. So I guess the question was if you guys wanted to push late and start late, or you want to rest early and start early,
Hmm.
or push through and risk
I
exhaustion.
think,
I'm good either way. It doesn't really matter.
honestly, I think we just make camp, take it easy, wake up early, keep going.
Okay,
Like,
My, my
there's,
my biggest thing is I'd rather make camp when the sun is still up
yep,
fair.
because we're since we're going into an area where we don't know anything. I'd rather be able to see what the hell I'm fighting versus trying to fight in the
yep.
dark.
Hmm.
100% agreed.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds like early to bed,
And
early
you
to
said it
rise.
was spring going into summer, right?
Yeah.
So the days are slightly longer. Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
So, yeah, we'll say right now it's not quite dusk, but getting there.
I
So,
would say that my ideal situation would be to stop and make camp where we have, like, we finish making camp right as the sun is going down, type thing,
okay.
as close as possible to that time frame.
Yeah, I'll say that the scout says, okay, then yeah, there's in about another 2 miles, there's just a little off the side of the road. There's a place that I can take you, and we can. It's pretty well hidden. We can make camp there. Even with a campfire, it's difficult to see from around. There's nice rock formations that sort of block off the light from escaping, and it's a good defensive situation. So we can. That'll be good.
okie dokie.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Onwards.
Onwards. Yeah,
Well,
it's
we had tiny hut.
yeah right.
Never heard of
Women? Who's that?
him.
Uh,
Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-ba.
so yeah, within another like hour or so, you guys find the spot, and it is just like a couple minutes off the side of the road. So even like the wagons, it's a little bit rough to get it through some of the terrain, but it's not too difficult to like get them in
Fishy.
there once you get there.
Time for some off-road practice. Come on.
There you go. We're going
Oh.
off road.
I'd rather not drive if that's the case. Or be the driver.
You passed the test. You've proven you can make good decisions. You pass. Here's your license, and I give her a really poorly carved horse. Made out of wood.
Nice.
I will cherish this forever.
It's like if somebody tried to draw a horse from memory, it's a little disproportional. Even though I've been staring at a horse nonstop for the last 7 days.
Right? Yeah, I have memory of literally looking at one forever. All right. Yeah, so it is a nice, interestingly secluded little alcove that's true to his word. It does look pretty defensible. Like there's rocks on like 2 1/3, 2 1/2 of the four sides, and it's a big enough area that you all fit like relatively comfortably, even with the horses and the wagons. And then there's enough kind of tree cover that sort of blocks all outgoing light and stuff like that to where it's it'd be tough for anybody to come and catch you unawares. But yeah, looks like a pretty good situation if he as he starts to he's got his pack, he's starting to set up his stuff, little bedroll and everything as well. So what's everybody doing?
I am going to start setting up my ceremony for my commune spell.
Okay.
And I'm gonna set up on top of the caravan to do my
Sentry mode.
nightly sentry mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't
Where the-
forget the night visions or the dark
right.
Yep.
vision.
I'm going to cast one on me.
And one on Ben and one on Fenris, I think.
If they ask, sure.
Sure.
If you got the slot, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Ugh.
Hubert will hang out on your shoulder a lot tonight. If there's, we seem pretty secluded, a little less area for him to fly around, but he'll hang out with you a bit more.
Yeah, I'll say even the scenario is such that Vaishi, when you're in sentry mode, you can pretty much see the only real entry into your area, so you can kind of set it up to where unless something somehow like comes through the trees, through into you guys, like the only real way to get there is the direction you can look. So
Nice.
anything else? I mean, I know so we're gonna do commune at some point, but anybody
No.
else saying anything?
No, usual horse
Gwen
talk.
will just do her little mutterings to Artie, even though they don't mean anything. Artie, I really hope you bring us some bad guys to kill. I'm very bored. Also, you know that some jerk hit Boodle today? You should curse him.
What an asshole.
Yeah. Curse him so all his teeth turn into gumdrops and then his saliva, Yeah, that'd be perfect. Teeth turn into gumdrops and then the saliva melts his teeth away and then he has no teeth. It's a good curse, Artie. You're welcome for that one.
Oh, that's terrifying. Isn't it, Candy Cane? Isn't that terrifying? Yes, it is.
Good night, Artie. I'll be awake to help with the commune in case Ben
I'll
has
say when you
questions.
say goodnight, Artie, your bedroll, which I assume has like green, like
Sure.
yeah, kind of it wraps you up a little bit on its own.
Eee. This is like a snuggie. You're so nice.
I mean, he's the traveler, so he's going to help the traveler.
Eee. No, I wait to obviously help with the commune if needed, but that's it. Syl will always do what Syl does, right? Syl
Yep.
kind of goes off to some area, sets up his little.
Yeah, it's hard to get like too far from the group now, I would say, without kind of getting exposed.
Yeah,
So maybe he's a
but
little closer than normal.
yeah.
Okay.
But he still builds that, invisible wall between us all. E. 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 All right. Are we knocking out this commune, Mr. Ben?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's commune.
So this is a dual purpose communion. I'm going to make sure that the gnoll is in direct sight of me putting up all my religious artifacts for my deity.
Sure. Let me.
Just just piss him off.
That's one roll. Let me do another one. Okay. He notices, but it doesn't seem to bother him.
Okay, that's fine.
Like
I don't
you
care.
could you
He
catch
noticed.
him looking, and he's just like,
He
whatever.
he noticed. That's good enough.
Okay.
So
I'll just
first
tell you. I'll
off,
tell you. I rolled the perception. He rolled a natural 20 for a total of 20, and then I rolled a religion. He rolled a 1 for a 0.
got it. So correct me if I'm mistaken. Ritual casting, I can cast spells without using the slot, but it takes longer. Correct?
Yeah, it's an extra 10 minutes, I think. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, so while I'll initially do this ritual cast because I don't have any, I'm gonna ritual cast ceremony, but while everyone's up, so I can get some holy water
Okay.
because I need holy water for the commune spell.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And then
Or
I
unholy
will
water.
or unholy, yes. And then I will ritual cast commune, which will take 11 minutes. So I don't use a fifth level spell slot.
So this is an hour and a half of stuff almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna. I wanted to make sure that I had it correct, but I was gonna do the ceremony while everyone's kind of setting up camp and all that,
Yeah.
because I can do that without the other stuff, right?
But are you doing that
So
as
that
a
I'll be
ritual?
prepped.
Well, I guess it
Yes, I'm
doesn't.
doing that as a ritual.
Yeah, I mean that's an hour and 10 minutes now
Yeah,
instead of just an hour.
yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
Okay.
I get nothing but time. And so then I will do commune. So in chat, I had put one question I'm asking about Sam Dalton, but I don't remember. It's got to be a yes or no
Right.
answer. So brainstorm. What do we think our questions can be if Adam wants to be our note taker again, since he seems to be still good at that?
But what was your first question? Because I just see you want to ask about Sam
Yeah, I
Dalton,
didn't see
but
an
what do you want?
actual
Well,
question.
I was thinking it had something to do with Sam Dalton. So I was going to ask, is Sam Dalton behind what is occurring in Ivyholm with the
Good.
abominations?
Yeah. So you can see SD behind the abominations of Ivyholm.
And then duration is a minute. So
Yep.
based on the answer off of that, we could go deviate one way or the other. Just I'm basically I want to confirm that it's Sam Dalton we're looking for.
Yeah. But okay, is there anything else besides that is not focusing on Sam Dalton that we want to ask? Is there a second question that we for sure want to ask?
The only other thing I was thinking of, and want to see if anybody has any other answers. Can we trust the gnolls?
Hmm. Okay, that's fine.
Or these gnolls? Be more specific. The
Can
gnolls that are traveling with us. However
Well,
you
there's only
want
one
to.
that's traveling with you.
Yeah. Can we
our
trust it?
null pack?
Yeah.
We trust them with the horses.
I would just trust in general.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay. And then if we go from that, then we can start.
Does anyone have any other questions they would like to know about?
I mean,
Because the thing is, if he says yes to the first question, we need to have two more, right? I don't want to
well,
waste it.
my biggest one is like, I wanted to ask, like, is the schemer behind this or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that more than
You could do that, yeah.
because
Or is
she
a
seemed,
schemer involved?
yeah, because she seemed pretty quick to say it was the Mad
Mad
Titan,
Titan. Yeah.
but I'm just like,
Do you like the
oh,
Nah.
no.
Well, the thing
Yeah.
is, we could go Sam Dalton,
Yeah.
then we can ask the schemer one, and depending on what she says there,
Can we
or what
trust the
the
Knowles and stuff like that?
can we
Yeah, I
trust
get
the Knowles, or is it the Mad Titan instead?
it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Is the schemer is the
I love this spell. I don't know
capital
why.
S?
It's
Oh,
pretty
I
good.
love it too.
pretty dope.
Is a schemer behind this? All right. Go ahead, Ben. We got three of our
Okay,
possible five
so
questions.
I will start my casting.
Okay.
Again, remember I use the beacons, I use the lanterns and all that. So the ideology of the beacon versus Everbright. So if you can post the questions in the chat, Adam, if you don't
Oh yeah,
mind.
Yeah, let's
sure.
do one at a time too. And yeah, so and as always, the group will more or less get the sense of the answer as well, but you'll get a little bit of an additional feel to it. Remember? So.
Yep, yep. So question numero
Yeah, I've
uno.
got it. Ivyholm.
Okay. Does that look good, Ben?
Is the scheme.
Yeah, that looks good to me. So I'll do the 11 minutes and then ask the first question.
So yeah, so you've got your bullseye lantern, right? I think that you're
Yeah, the
that you
bullseye
yeah
lantern
that
is my
shines.
focus. Yes.
Okay. And so yeah, so you ask, is Sam Dalton behind the abominations of Ivyholm? The bullseye lantern, from its neutral or kind of like natural, lit but not, blindingly bright state, begins to glow much brighter, with a very clear affirmative, and then Ben, the sort of a little bit of extra like emotion that you get to it because of your connection is it's it's more or less flavors that yes is not the complete answer, but yes is the answer to that question.
Okay. So there's more to it, basically, is what I'm getting. Is
Something
what I'm
like that,
feeling.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I will acknowledge that it says yes, but there's maybe some more to it.
Yep.
Are we good on the second question? Talking to the group, not the
Yeah, not the
communion.
deity.
No, don't want to pull a D&D
Yeah.
honor among
Hey, dude,
thieves.
is this a good question to ask you?
So I'm gonna
Yes.
write a possible question. So, is Sam willingly behind it? Like, is he being?
You want me to ask that one next?
No, ask the next one, but it's something
Okay.
we can ask and like
So
possibly.
then I'll ask, is the schemer behind the changing?
Okay, so after the not blinding brightness, but the much stronger brightness from the first affirmative answer, it kind of reduces back down to the normal brightness level, and you ask, "Is the schemer behind the changing?" And the light dims, as to indicate doesn't appear to be so. And the
All
and the sort of little extra flavor that you get is just let's see, it would be like disappointment's not the right one, but it
She
just
wants it to be her rival.
no, yeah, we'll just say it's like a little bit. It's like I'm not I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed, kind of thing. No, it just feels like you're off target.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so definitely not that
So,
one.
so I'll reiterate. It's not the schemer. We're off target on that. So,
All
third
right.
question.
All right. So potential to throw in there. So like, is Sam Dalton willingly behind the changing? But we can also ask like, can we trust the null pack that we are interacting with? Does
Okay.
anyone have anything they want to throw into this, or any thoughts?
Nothing
Cool. Here.
additional. I'm liking these two. I feel like the Knoll is more immediate. Do we get a another rest tomorrow before entering Ivyholm proper?
Yes, you would. So you would have another full travel day tomorrow, and then it would be the day after that you start.
Yeah. So I can always I can ask the questions
Okay. Well,
tomorrow
I'm
night.
51% vote on the Knoll question.
Go ahead and ask the
Okay.
null then.
No, no. Anyone else? Anything different? Okay. Uh, can the null pack we are interacting with be trusted?
So again, from the dim light, that the second question, it returns back to its normal brightness, and there is where it stays. It seems to be unclear, um,
Eh.
but the extra flavor that you get from your connection, it particularly, so you notice the way that the light and the shadows play in particular while this communion spell is going on, because like you're so focused on the light, and then like so when everything brightens up, like you can see the shadows that are cast large, like now, because there's just so much more light, and then when it dims you can see them come back down. So even though the light doesn't change here, you notice the shadows from the knoll resting with you uh, grow a little longer, as if to be suspicious.
Okay. I will hold that one on for a second. Since I know he knows common, I'll probably talk to people later on that one. But they understand the general idea of it's not quite a yes or a no.
Your group
Correct?
does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody else. I mean, maybe there's a bit of a like a waiting, because they're like, oh, is she thinking? But yeah, after 30 seconds or something like that, it becomes pretty clear.
I think she
Yeah.
fell asleep.
Yeah.
Did you hear?
I'm on hold.
Ugh.
Oh, okay.
Okay, two more questions.
No,
Do
that's
we
it.
want to?
That's it
It's
for
up to. It's
tonight.
only three.
Yes, three. Sorry. I was thinking of Speak
Speak
with
with
Dead
Dead.
or
Yeah.
something. Sorry. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we could kill the knoll and then do that.
Oh,
Unless you
Yeah.
got another fifth level slot.
I
Well, I
mean,
thought no, that's ritual. I haven't used my fifth level slot.
yeah.
Theoretically, I guess you could do it again, couldn't you? If you want to take
Yeah, he
another.
I
could, but
could, but there's a 25% cumulative chance for
Oh,
failure.
right.
mm.
Yeah,
for
if you want to, you can.
wrong answers or whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Oh,
No, I'll hold off. I don't want to push my luck with my god.
Nope. Okay. I honestly, Gwen is just going to tuck into the snuggy green bedroll. Boodle will be on patrol, and she'll point to the knoll and be like, "See you in the morning."
He doesn't react. Okay. So for
Jeffrey,
the evening, yeah, as I say, if there's anybody else, if there's nothing else for anybody, we can do the sentry mode and all that stuff. But if somebody wants to do something
Yep.
before sleepy, let's know.
I'm ready for sleep time.
mm-hmm.
So what were you saying about Jebri?
I was just saying he will keep all his spells
Oh,
except he will keep tongues, right?
stand by. I do the create food and water before I
Right.
go to bed.
Fair.
Please.
Okay.
Nice.
And then the only other change that I didn't mention, but I just wanted to try it, is instead of chromatic orb, he is. I don't know. I gotta figure out what other spell, because I want to run chaos bolt on him. So I'm just gonna figure out what spell I'm switching.
Okay.
That's
Um,
it.
does Boodle get HP on? Because how does
Yeah,
Boodle
he's
healing work?
he's got hit dice, so it's
But does he
assumed
need to
that
do a long rest then?
to do the full heal. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So is
he
that
can
what you're doing?
short. Yeah. So he can short rest,
That's spend hit
which
dice.
and spend hit die, but I mean, or he can just long rest to full heal, and
Okay.
with the current rules that we're playing.
Now, is he
Boodle,
required to do a healing kit with that?
uh, for the short rest.
So
Oh
I
yeah,
would,
I don't.
right?
Yeah,
Well, with our rules, yeah, we do it long rest too.
yeah. But Ben
So,
said that he
but
was
but
gonna
the
tend to
the
Boodle.
thing is, I can activate my sensor, heal him up, and get it back in the
Oh,
morning.
yeah,
I
that's
haven't
true.
used it.
That's true if you want to, but I mean,
Yeah, I'll look
you
through that.
said you were gonna medicine check him anyways, so
Well, I
it's all good.
medicine checked just to make sure he was all right, type thing.
Gotcha,
So,
gotcha. Okay. Well, I appreciate this
I
answer.
don't want to waste the resource,
The healers get charged.
Yeah,
hard resource that doesn't recharge.
gotcha. Well, Boodle appreciates it,
So he'll be
and
healed.
Boodle, as a result, will, when he's on Centrium, he will stay on your shoulder and share the magic resistance with you for the
Aw.
evening.
Oh,
He's like, you'll
yeah,
have advantage on all. So I'll go ahead and heal Boodle to full then.
Yep.
yeah,
And you don't
because
even need to. Well, if you want to, you can
it's a
mark the charge
D4
off
for a
the
minute.
sensor, but you'll
Well,
probably see.
I'll remember in case something happens.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming it probably comes back at dawn, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's Dong.
Yeah.
It is a dong.
That's Dong.
Dong. I cast dong. Um,
Whoa.
so I assume we're doing the standard Veishi sentry mode, staring at the entryway, and then Hubert, occasional scout, Boodle, mostly just chillin' scout.
Yeah, this evening, chillin' scout, keeping Ben, being
Gotcha.
appreciative to Ben.
Okay. Perception for all three, please. And everybody's got dark vision, so no disadvantage or anything.
Perception at advantage because he's a Bootle.
Yes, he
22.
is. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Perception. You said normal or
Yeah, normal.
advantage?
No, just normal. I'm saying no disadvantage because of
Normal.
dark conditions, because you have dark
What's
vision.
that?
Hubert's being a chatty Cathy with Ishi. It's like, finally I get a night off. Have I told you about?
um, I will say so. Boodle.
The shrews in his area give me indigestion. I wouldn't recommend them.
Oh, Boodle's just ground bound, right? Like just chilling with Ben.
Yeah,
Boodle
he's
doesn't.
staying with feet.
Boodle doesn't notice anything. Nothing distressing. Nothing. So was Hubert ever going up and flying around or anything, or just staying
Mm-mm.
low?
Mhm.
Just staying low.
Sorry. He would fly around, but very like less than occasionally.
Gotcha.
Maybe
Okay.
15-20% of his time.
Um. Yeah, Hubert doesn't know. Yeah, so no, there's none of you pick up anything interesting or hear anything. Again, you hear normal wildlife stuff. You're not really near any civilizations or anything, so you'll hear stuff, but it's all pretty normal, like small squirrels and small creatures and things that are bound to be running around, but nothing that seems to be threatening you guys. So,
Yeah, small squirrels that breathe fire.
I want one.
maybe around here.
I know, right? There's like,
Yeah,
I
nothing
think,
comes nearby. I will say that much. It is really quite secluded in where the spot that he picked for you.
like,
So.
it's like a private resort just for us.
All right, so yeah, you guys all get a long rest. Yeah, you guys. He actually will wake you up because he wakes up early. He's waking you up like right at dawn, being like, "Yep, time." Well, at this point now it's just "Woof, woof," because nobody understands him. But then he realizes that, and he's just like, "We go."
All right, all right.
Eat. then we go.
Forage time.
Yeah, so he wakes up everybody, and again, any charges you got, any spell slots you use, you can recharge, you take a long rest,
Cool.
all that fun stuff.
Oh no, he always has chromatic orb. Oh damn.
I guess I can
Okay.
put the map back up here. So let's do this one. You guys are now, at this point, you're about here-ish. And it looks like basically around, he's more or less saying that around, that's not it. Trying to draw, but it's, there we go. Eh. Why does it keep doing that? Let me see what, yeah. The drawing tools are so scuffed.
Mm-hmm.
Eh. Anyway, so about one more hex away. I'm not even going to draw anymore because all it's doing is resizing the existing thing. I don't
Yeah.
know why. One more hex away is where you're going to have to start. So you're about here-ish. And then so once you get to kind of like here, which I can't even ping. Here we go. Here. So like the middle of this next hex, you know, so about 20 miles out of town is when he's like, okay, we need to start. What's it called?
Going stealth
Going
mode.
more
or
stealth mode,
something.
yeah. Going more
Yeah.
careful. So, yeah, another full day of travel, which should be relatively smooth. But once you start getting that close, then it's gonna be a little rougher.
Okay.
So he
I'm
wakes
down.
up and he's like,
Growling.
he walks over to Ben. He says, "No yelling."
Okay.
He rolls his eyes and walks away.
Okay.
I look at Gwen. Gangster.
And I'll just say, quiet, gangster. Shh. It's okay. I look to Jebri, look to the group, look to our scout guide and say, A plus would sleep here again.
Thank you.
Mm. We got one more day of this boring stuff.
We ride into potential um decimation.
Decimation, death,
I like
destruction, evisceration,
I believe that's a little exciting.
I can't wait.
The scout walks over to Jebre and just starts talking at Noel at him.
Jebri puts up his hand. One moment, my friend. Bends the sorcery point. Extends the spell. Puts his finger in his ear, like pretending he's getting earwax out of it. Could you repeat that one more time? There, he's got tongues going.
Can we please eat breakfast quickly? Can we eat as we go? I'd rather get this over with so that I can get back because I'm
Almost
Sure. And
Thank
he'll just conform to the group.
I must say, Ben, you've really outdone yourself with this batch of porridge. Delightful as always.
Yep. I'll say it a little bit louder. It was all the sermons, making it more delicious.
Oh, I believe it. I can taste the difference. So
No.
good.
Made with righteousness.
Secret ingredient.
My
Just
favorite spice.
the secret ingredient is God.
burning righteousness from a god. Who, by the way, has some pretty hilarious tenants. I'm just saying.
Ooh.
Like, where is it? Where did I put it? Where is it? I put it somewhere.
I think
Menagerie
Ben's
channel, I
gonna
think.
convert Fenris at this rate.
No, like so, like it's funny how quickly Everlight goes from cool, cool to fuck you. Um, lead with mercy, patience, and compassion. Inspire others to unite in fellowship. Okay, nice. Aid those who are without guide. Heal those who are without hope. Okay, nice, nice. For those beyond redemption,
Smite them.
and revel in slaughter and moralless evil,
Revel.
must meet a swift justice.
Ah,
Must meet a justice. Just get rid of them. Just like
ain't worth the time.
anywhere the time.
What I'm hearing is Dea's Vault. I'm in.
Yeah, right. I just like how it's like one command, like one, yeah, commandment, chill. Another commandment, chill. Other one is just fuck them. Just get rid of them.
Be good to the good, but if they ain't, then you don't.
Just get rid
Then
of them.
you know what to do.
Burn them with the heat of 1,000 suns. Yeah.
They don't deserve it.
Yep.
So, Ben, if I convert, do I get porridge? Like infinite porridge?
Yes, infinite porridge made with righteousness.
The
I'm in.
more righteous you are, the more tasty it is.
If we survive this, we're gonna have discussions. I think I'm on board.
I'm gonna hand him a little pocket Bible.
Yeah. For me? Can I
Pamphlet.
keep this?
At this point, the
I can't
scout's
read
like
this, but I love it.
the scout is actively like leading the horses, like tying them up to the wagon and hitching them and starting to get things going.
Yep, yep,
The second he touches candy cane, I snap my.
yep.
I'll be back, Ben.
Yeah.
Don't touch that. Don't touch it.
We go.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
We ride.
yeah.
Yes. We got all rowdy for a few minutes. Yeah. Yeah. We ride.
Yeah, we forget to be quiet.
And then
Onward.
we get in the back of the wagon. It fucking feels like riding a 2x4 down the road.
Jeez. Okay. So breakfast, all the everybody got their recharges, all their da 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 da.
I believe so.
On the road again. So yeah, he
Yeah.
guides you back to the road pretty easily. And he's like, okay, to so he's back in the wagon with Jebre because he thinks that Ben's gonna be quiet. Uh, so he says, so yes, after tomorrow night, soon after the next or soon, starting tomorrow at some point early, we will have to, get off the road, and I can take you a little ways off the path, and then lead you down some back roads that can hopefully get you in more easily. But today will just be quiet. And then he looks at Ben. Travel on the road. Keep your eyes peeled. Keep your heads, turned to look. But we should be okay, I think.
It's all right. I'll keep you safe.
Okay.
Finn puts a hand to his heart and sheds a single tear. So beautiful. So valiant.
Well, to you guys, it's just him barking, right? It's just
Oh, yeah.
he's just talking in Knoll to Jeffrey. So, what's everybody doing on the ride?
I
Talking to
don't
candy
know if
cane more than
there's
usual.
anything. Yeah. Nothing really.
Jebri, does he have any specifics on creatures he's seen?
Uh,
Like we've had trolls not hurt by acid fire.
let me inquire with our wonderful scout. My friend, my colleague, my compatriot. What other strange changings have you personally witnessed or encountered or dealt with? If you'd be so kind to
Well,
regale us with.
for the most part, I try and avoid being detected at all. Um, but I don't know if they were changed per se, but some of the more fearsome things that I've witnessed patrolling, and thankfully who have not witnessed patrolling me, yes, that's a good one. That's in one of my favorites. Sorry, the gif that James posted is one of my favorite gifs. Uh, I have seen. How familiar are you with the monsters of the lower planes?
Um, I would venture to say more familiar than your average individual.
Have you ever seen any demonic figures, beasts?
Demonic?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I've seen actually, and there was a specific one that I was gonna look up, but I forgot what it was. Here we go. Oh yeah, it was just. Have you ever seen shadow demons?
You mean like those weird little misty dark things that seem to like not be there but be there and then
Uh huh.
reach out and claw you and yeah.
I've seen them even out in the daylight.
Oh, so they're not affected by.
Yeah,
Oh, well that's pretty neat.
they terrify me.
Why?
That's not. I listen. I don't know much about too much of these things, but our leader has taught us that is not how things should be, and that terrifies me. Things that don't behave as normal terrify me. I avoid them. So you might understand why I've been able to survive up here is just that I avoid conflict entirely up here. Now, don't get me wrong, I can hold my own in a fight, but I prefer to know what I'm fighting, and I don't know what these things are up here. Plus, it looks very terrifying. Just.
I mean, I see where you're coming from. I honestly do. I mean, it makes sense.
Wait a minute, you keep switching accent. Because you're
Yeah,
still in Jebray, right?
yeah, I meant to be Jeffrey, but I went to Gwen for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
It's okay. You're doing
It's
the most
yeah,
right now.
you're pulling a lot of
Mhm.
weight, so it's okay.
uh,
I just
ah,
wanted to be clear, make sure that you understood that it's not Gwen actually talking.
yes, 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 yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
I would say, there is safety in stagnation and in familiarity, but there is also a bit of excitement in, well, some chaos. Each their own. You have survived. We have survived.
we
Uh,
we
I,
do not enjoy chaos. We enjoy more of a strict hierarchy and order. I mean, granted,
mm,
fighting is fun and that can be a bit chaotic, but it's controlled chaos.
mm. Well, I would say for your sake, it is most beneficial that looks like today will be our last day of travel because, let's be honest, we are quite chaotic.
Yes, I've noticed.
Mm. You haven't even seen us in a scrap yet.
No offense, if there is one, I will
You will be running with
probably.
your. Yes, yes, understood. Hey,
Hold on. Let me see if he picks up on that pause. He's not very
you will be
wise. So
running.
oh no, he did. He's like, running with what?
Oh, running with news of our decapitation.
Sure. Deception
Yeah,
check.
yeah, of course. Jeffrey can only hold it back so often.
He rolled a 17 on his insight. Okay.
Yes.
It was like, yes, if that is. I mean, to be honest, I believe that everyone assumes that you're going to your death. The means of your death will be but a little bit of added interest, I suppose.
See, this is where you fail to understand. When everyone thinks one thing is going to happen, the opposite usually happens.
He's
It's just how it works.
his brain freezes for a second, trying to comprehend
No,
that.
um,
But
I see.
huh?
It is okay. Yes, when the odds are stacked up against you, you tend to find unique solutions. How do you think that this group has survived for so long? Look at us, we are jackasses.
Yeah, he's still kind of staring like slack-jawed as like he doesn't get that whole concept.
It's okay. It's okay.
uh, I assume you either beat your opponents or escaped from those opponents who would beat you. I don't.
Much more of the former, once in a while the latter. Correct.
Okay.
Like, okay, to be fair, now, as we're walking, let me point out something.
As you're
You
riding.
see the
But.
big tall guy that has the little owl? That
Mm-hmm.
man has a real knack for making all of us just better. You see the little girl that's annoying that always has a lollipop or something in her mouth?
Yeah.
She's a fucking blender. Just don't get in front of her when she's angry, or you will be chopped to ribbons. You see the holy man over there?
In
Fastest thing alive,
really, even with all
my
of that
friend.
on, and he kind of points
It
to
is.
like his. What are you wearing? Full plate or something? I don't actually remember.
Yeah, he's wearing full plate.
Half.
Half.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
even still.
Yeah. He is akin to a lightning bolt. I kid you not.
It's fascinating.
Um, myself, well, I have the benefits of having two draconic bloodlines, so it
Blank
allows me to
stare.
do stuff. Fire and lightning.
Okay.
Um, our living tree there. It's a living tree. I will allow you to make assumptions.
Yeah.
Yes, so you can see. Uniquely. Oh, and our little stinky friend, where is he? Makes some of the greatest inventions I have ever seen, though I will not tell that to his face because they are ugly in appearance.
They're quite distasteful to me.
Yes,
Offensive to
they make
all senses.
they make my stomach churn, yet they are surprisingly potent.
Nice.
So, uh,
Sliding
yes.
along. Yep. So yeah, it's a yeah. It's at this point, uh, probably about midday ish. Uh, it does. The road here is probably the least like worn that you've seen because it looks like just
Mhm.
very few people come down this part or the path, the trail, whatever it is. Uh, like you don't see, like before you would see like grooves from wagons and stuff coming in, like hoof prints, that kind of stuff. Uh, and like kind of clear patterns of that. Like now it's more of just like whatever like terrain it's there, and it's even kind of overgrown a little bit. Like grass has kind of started to grow in between whatever may be on the road at this point, whether it's like a gravelly road or if it's just a path, that kind of stuff. It looks far more. It's starting to look far more disused than before. It's a bit of a cloudier day than yesterday. Yesterday was like perfectly clear skies, and now it's not overcast, but it's cloudy, uh, but still nicely warm, but just not as bright as before. The terrain now has become almost entirely flat. The the soil seems much like damper and more, like not quite like swampy, but starting to get kind of more marsh-like in some respects. Much more just damp, I guess, is the way to put it. Um, but yeah, so you're kind of the forest to your west is sort of starting to pass away, and it's starting to become more just plains with a little bit of hills here and there, but it's much more wide open, and you can see for miles out. So that's the way things look right now. But nothing in sight right now other than the road ahead. Anybody doing anything special?
No, not for Gwen or Boodle. Just doing the
Oh yeah,
usual blah blah blah. Which I forgot to say I was doing.
yeah. You don't have to say it. I get it.
Uh,
Uh,
I can track Ivy from Ivyholm, but I think I know where Ivyholm is.
so where? So actually, so how does that look for? Because the guy is in your wagon, Gwen. I think.
oh,
Or wait, no, is
that's
he?
fine.
No, he's in the other one. Sorry,
Yeah,
he's in the other one.
he's in the
I'm
other one.
sorry. Yeah, never mind.
But like, so the that one, just for context, that one is Warlock, so it's Fey. So it just looks like a candy coating, right? Like we kind
Okay,
of said.
okay.
It's not blood magic. It's just Fey magic.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So no more sermons today, I assume. Silence is tacit agreement. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, so I hope is James you here?
Yeah, Mayor.
Okay, I said no more sermons today, I assume.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Okay, that's fine. Uh, okay, so yeah, so y'all are heading. Yeah, you'll notice that the scout does keep he. So do y'all have like kind of at least semi-covered, if not fully covered, wagons, or what is? I don't know if we ever actually established
I
that.
think we said that they were half covered, if I
Okay.
remember right. Like the back is covered, but where the rider is exposed
We're
or
not
something.
traveling that fast, are we?
You're traveling at like normal pace, which is the what 24 miles a day or something like that. After so
Okay. I will make sure that I have an outside view of one of the wagons. I don't want to be on the inside limiting my view just since we're arguing at the hostile area.
right, I was gonna say he's actually y'all will notice that he's definitely kind of looking out as well. Not necessarily because he's anticipating something, but just out of what you would perceive to be caution. So, because yeah, he's in Fenris and Jebri and Veshi's wagon. So
Yeah. What's our steed's name again?
Candy cane, or y'all
Candy
says Candy
Yeah,
cane.
cane.
Candy Cane.
Yes. The best
Candy
horse.
Cane Esquire.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it's getting into kind of in the afternoon, which so Jebri would have cast tongues at basically sun up, like when y'all were eating breakfast. Is that right?
I missed what you said.
I'm
Sounds
I'm
right.
asking Adam, but yeah, so Jebri, I think he cast tongues early in the morning during
It
like
was
breakfast,
Yeah,
right?
just speed up
eight
breakfast,
hours.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So probably till like mid to late afternoon, I guess, would be when it would be up. So say
Yeah.
you cast at 7, it would be up until 3 p.m.
Yeah. If he needs to recast it, he
Okay.
will.
Uh,
Let me actually mark off the spell slot in the.
yeah, that'd be
Forgot to do
nice.
that.
Because that's what,
And,
third
sorcery
level?
point. Yeah, third
Third
level.
level, okay.
One sorcery point and one third level.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so it's not quite that late yet, so the tongues is still up. But he.
Okay, out of game, you guys do realize that I can speak to this guy, right?
I mean,
You gotta
honestly,
love
I
that
You-
didn't.
Yeah, I have the adept linguist,
Yeah,
which
but
allows me after I interact with somebody for one day, I can speak with them.
Oh, cool.
basically, like on a basic level, yeah. I
Yeah.
know, but like
I
Ben
just
is
wanted to throw it
welcome.
out there in case you didn't want to waste a spell.
No, I don't mind wasting a spell.
Yeah,
Jebri has to prove himself useful
that's fine.
without acknowledging that he's trying to prove that he's useful. He's just
I must be the
Well,
bridge. That's all you
I
need.
just had to wait till after a day before I could do it. So
True.
since I've been around for a day, now I can understand and communicate with him on a rudimentary level.
understood.
My
What's
compatriots are useless without me. I must show them
What's
my power.
funny is rules as written, it
Tongues.
technically doesn't work here because he does sort of speak a language you know, but I would not do that to you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because
MVP.
it says with humanoids who don't speak any language you know, like he technically does speak common, just very very poorly. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you
that I
have.
would allow it for sure.
I never read that, but yeah, that's kind of weird the way that's written.
I mean, I guess the idea being that like, well, you don't if you share a language already, you don't need it. But like,
I
eh.
guess yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, in this instance, I would be like, yeah, we can pretend he doesn't know common. He can have, he has a vocabulary for it, but doesn't like know it. Whatever. But yeah, so at this point, he says to Jebra, he's like, we'll want to make camp probably early again while the sun is up. There is a place, maybe 8 to 10 miles from here that I think we can. I think it's about 8 to 10 miles from here that I hope is still usable. If not, we may have to improvise. I I don't come here that often, so things can change. But
Hmm. Well, you've led us truthfully so far and not astray. So 8 hours or 8 miles ahead to camp, and in the morning we tango.
very well.
Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh.
All right. Anybody? Anything else before we proceed? We'll see. We're moving up here. All right. So yeah, it's starting to get to be dusk, and we get to a spot where you can see at one point he's like actively like standing up in the wagon, just like looking, trying to spot a spot, and it looks like it's to the north side of the road, northeast side of the road, to your right, basically. Um, and it doesn't seem that like he's like he looks almost like concerned, like it's not there for a good like 10-15 minutes. He's like standing up, just eyes like down, peering down, just like. He has a bit of concerned look on his face.
Is something bothering you, friend?
Uh,
Jebri will try to help with the communications.
okay, at this point, I would say
So,
it's if he would have to recast tongues if he wants to speak in Null.
mm, okay. He looks around. One second. Some fire comes out one side. Some lightning comes out the other side. You
Singe
go
the wagon a little bit.
ahead.
Jebri, are you okay?
Uh, I've just had to make sure I could communicate with our friend here, and
I'll pass him a canteen of water.
thank you. Another sorcery point expended, and
Spell slot.
another spell, third level spell slot spent. 8 more hours of tongues.
Okay.
That's some crisp water there. Thank you, my friend.
Of course.
So our friend looks concerned. My friend, why do you look like something is wrong?
Um, I think we should have passed it already. I'm not sure. Again, I don't come here too often, and things change, unfortunately.
Very
Uh,
well. One moment, please. Ben, Gwen, Sil, Fenris, Vishy, probably gonna have a fight on our hands soon. But by all means, go ahead.
um,
Thank you.
so he did back in Knoll to Jeffrey says, well, I think we're past where I was expecting to see. But I saw something about a couple miles back that could work, if that's okay. We go back a little bit. Uh, Hopefully we beat the sunset and get set up. Um, is that if that's okay? Otherwise, we can try and you kind of look around, and there's not a lot of cover, like just about anywhere. It is
And that
mostly
is
open
where
plains.
Jebri does an insight check.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
On what he's just
Yeah, what he's saying.
okay.
How he's acting, that he's not like,
We must have
I
missed
don't
it.
know.
Yeah, go ahead, do insight check.
Uh, yeah, no. I actually put the D4. He doesn't need that. There we go. 19.
Ooh.
He doesn't
uh,
have guidance.
you get the read that he's definitely genuinely confused.
Okay.
Uh,
So not maliciously mischievous. Okay, got it.
yeah, he's genuinely like this doesn't seem right. This isn't what I expected.
Well, my friend, as we have been told multiple times, things are changing. So it has changed. But we trust your instincts to lead us where we need to go. And don't worry, we will be here to fight and protect you.
Well, unless I mean, you guys do the. I mean, I don't. There was a spot a couple miles back, not ideal, but just on the edge of the forest. There's like small outcroppings that it's not again not ideal, but at least provides some cover, some shelter, some protection. We'd have to go back, and it might start to get dark before we can make camp. But I think that's probably our best bet.
Well, how about this? We can, but allow for Hubert and Bootle to scout the area very quickly. Perhaps they will find something potentially adequate.
Oh, around here?
Perhaps. They
Sure.
are able to fly and get a bird's eye view.
Okay, they can do that. Okay, yeah, great.
Excellent. Um, fuck, I really just want to cast fly on him, but I'm not gonna do it. Okay.
On the scout.
Yeah,
Nice.
because we have
I think he
fucking
would hate you to find out what the fuck is happening to him.
yeah. Like
Go, be free.
be free, go find somewhere, But no, okay.
You can certainly
So
try.
Jebri will, turn to Fenris and Gwyn and be like, we're gonna need the Boodle and Hubert to scout and see if they can find somewhere good to bed down for the night. And then, of course, Boodle will go flying. Boodle.
Halt.
And Gwen will look through his eyes and try to spot something
Okay.
because Gwen is actually good at survival.
Yeah, perception check for them.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is dusk at this point, essentially. I would say.
Vish, you
Uh,
take the wheel. I'm gonna look through his eyes.
And then,
Wow.
if it helps, here is the survival check based on what
what Boodle
Gwen
sees.
sees. Yeah.
Interesting.
Sorry, this is. Okay, so I'm doing perception. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
you
the
don't need
hell?
to do the survival. Well, you definitely don't need to now. Not with a 12.
Nah.
So it's 17
I can take the
perception
day
with
off.
a really good survival check. And this is a Boodle. Boodle, how high does Boodle actually fly? Like an owl, I would assume, like gets the fuck up there. A Boodle,
I mean, Boodle technically doesn't have a limit, right?
right?
Like, it's just,
I know Boodle
Stratosphere,
tends to
let's
be
go.
close to you and that kind of stuff, right? Like, so I
yeah,
was like, would he be going up a couple hundred
he
feet?
will. Yeah, he'll go up so he's over the trees.
Okay,
So, and then, I mean, he's more confident when he goes away because he can make himself invisible, right?
that's true. And like, yeah, he was literally miles away, like hundreds of miles
Yeah.
away from you earlier.
Yeah.
Um,
So
okay.
he doesn't necessarily like it, but he'll do it.
True.
He understands that he's the only one that can do it.
He's the only one. You must. Uh, so I'll say it is mostly kind of marshy plains with smatterings of trees here and there. or just like high grasses, things like that. Boodle sees something off to the north, uh, to the right of the road, but also kind of somewhat ahead of where you're going. That it's kind of like a little defilade. Have you heard the term defilade, where it's like a little recess in the land, where it's like essentially like a little
Outlet?
sunken defilade? DEFL, D or is it D? I think that's how it's spelled, something like that. It's basically like a little depression in the land where like you could set up. There's not really like natural
Oh, okay. Like a
cover.
little.
It's like a little
Sure.
bowl almost, kind of like a little depression, like a gully almost sort of thing. Again, not
Yeah.
ideal. It could work, especially with your survival. Like, given the fact that you have like active sentries, like you would at the very least see something coming, but it would not really provide you any benefits in like a fight per se. In
Cool.
fact, actually, it might be bad because like you'd have everybody coming down from above you almost.
Nice.
But it, like for visibility limitations, it could work. You would almost definitely not want to have a campfire, just because the light
Oh,
would probably spill out, that kind of thing.
this is what we do. We put a campfire in the defilade, but we don't stay in the defilade. We stay next to the defilade, so the bad things go into the pit, and then we pew 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 pew.
Oh my god, it's a classic prank. Let's do it.
I mean,
We're so good at this.
it's just our calling card. I will let Jibri know what I see through Boodle's eyes, and he will communicate that to our scout. Yada yada blah blah blah. And I will let. If the group wants to go, we'll go.
I'll let
So
Jeffrey know
definitely.
that I ain't found shit.
We ain't found shit.
Shit. Yeah.
So it seems my colleague says there's a depression in the ground to the north. Good for potential keeping out of sight, but possibly very bad for if things want to come down and get us. However, it is cover from the elements. Loosely.
Uh, who said that? Jebre to the scout.
Jabbery to the scout.
Okay. I don't know. They have things that can fly, like those shadow demons can fly, you know. So they do.
Yes,
They can do
we
aerial
can fly.
patrols. I
But that's fine. If you do not want to do it, very well. We will start backtracking and we will go to the spots behind.
James privately rolled some dice. It's funny. I never see that. Do you guys see that when I roll? Like if I do this, do you guys see?
Well, I'm
No,
testing
no.
macros. I didn't want to fuck with you guys.
But does that
Yeah.
say Game Master privately rolled some dice?
No.
I don't see the
Interesting.
pop up. I just
No.
hear the noise though.
But we hear the noises. We do hear like
Okay.
grabbing.
Because yeah, like I actually see. I'm assuming y'all don't see that James rolled dice either.
No.
Okay, yeah, it actually says to me James privately rolled some dice. Question mark? Question mark? Question mark?
Ooh.
Doesn't. I mean, they're
Oh,
private
really?
rolls. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I can't see them. I
I
can
like
just
it.
know that it happened.
It's a balance of
So
which of
my
these
effort
idiots.
to not derail the campaign derailed the campaign.
Sorry. No, for me, it's nobody's ever done that yet. I don't think, because I'd never seen it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it looked like. But yeah, no. So the scout will just say like, I mean, I don't know what you guys are capable of, but I would not feel safe in that environment. And I
Well,
would.
as mentioned, we are very capable of making a lot of noise to bring a lot of attention to get a lot of things to come after us and then just, fight it all off. I know you don't want to do this, so please lead the way back to where you wish
Thank
to.
you. And
rest.
then, yeah, so he'll say that you turn the carts around, and then given that it's dusk now, he's gonna light a torch for to put on the wagon to, since it's gonna be dark traveling. And
Gwen, while we're walking, I bet 7 lollipops to each of you that we get ambushed while we're walking in the dark.
7.
I don't have lollipops.
It's okay. There's a thing called debt. Oh wait, I'm talking like Jebri now.
You've been hanging around him too much. We all have, but it's
I don't know
Yeah.
who I am anymore.
Anyway, I'm really excited. I'm really hoping something comes out like I don't know, like a Remoraise that isn't of the ice, but is really all about lightning or something. Cause that'll be a good story.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, what about an Ankh hag that can fly?
That's
Oh,
kind of
would be
cool.
terrifying.
that would be terrifying. Acid blobs from above. I'm just gonna start like
Okay. No, I'm
just
scared again.
imagining
No, don't
the
stop. I'm
entire
taking
beach
notes.
here. Okay, okay. Let's see.
Don't
Let's see.
tempt fate.
What about
It's going to
massive
start.
pig?
It's going to start raining acid ooze.
You said massive pigs. Is that what you said? Quad bear pigs
Massive
almost?
pig. Yeah, that's not exactly what I was going to. I was just gonna start looping in. Some of them have tentacles at their
Some of
shoulders.
them have
Some of them have
spines.
really sharp spines growing out. Some of them are just covered in eyes,
Ooh,
and some
What's
of them
if
are just
Ooh.
extra big.
To
what
really
if
fuck with us all, rust monsters cross with swarms of bats.
There you go.
what the hell?
Swarm
Swarms
of
of rust
rust
monsters.
bats.
Yeah, swarm of
He
That
gave
rust
would
them
be
wings.
terrifying. No, the DM would not do that. What about
Swarms
What
of black
was it?
pudding bats.
invisible? I was going to say invisible stalker black pudding.
Oh, there you go.
No,
Now you're...
no, you got to throw in the psychic variant.
Yes, the gray pudding. Invisible stalker gray pudding. Just
I need to
fucking.
lie down.
Well, let's just say we run into Orcus. Let's just do that.
How about, how about sentient cotton candy and you splash some water on it? It's like, ah, I'm melting.
They're melting.
That's got my vote.
Isn't that just a witch?
Maybe. What if the cotton candy's got little witch hats?
Okay, I'm good with this.
No, it doesn't make
What
fun.
about a 10?
Anywho.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But
So,
that's how we walk our way back.
right.
Hell yeah.
Well, you're still with the wagons, right? So you're...
Yeah, yeah.
So you're heading
What
back.
about a horse that isn't really a horse, but it's really a raptor, but it
Yeah,
walks like a
Deinonychus
horse? And
horse.
yes,
Oh no, I got it. A mimic healing potion.
yes,
Interesting. You go to drink it and it just eats your face.
yes.
And think about it, when do you drink healing potions?
When you need
When
it.
you're already fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh god.
We have some very good ideas.
So you mimic
What if-
a 300 gold piece diamond. that you...
Yeah, Jesus, that's
Oh!
even more evil. I got you. Don't worry, I'll revive you.
Oh shit!
Fire devouring cross with a healing potion.
There you go.
There's a mad scientist out here and I'm terrified of you know?
Okay.
I should have just had you guys build all the enemies you're gonna fight before the campaign started.
Yeah, right.
Throw them at you.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So you guys are heading back. He said it'd be about a mile or two, so it's not quite. So with 24 hours, or sorry, 24 miles a day with like 8 to 10 miles. It's like it's like 2 or 3 miles an hour, so it's like 20, 30 minutes of backtracking.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. But yeah, so you get to, and then yeah, it's still the edge of the forest. So we'll say you move slightly down, like to here. So to the south now, there's small outcroppings of forest. It's pretty sparse. Like you can still like see the countryside through it. Like, but it's still something, right? Like it's some cover, especially from above, because they are relatively thick trees, especially in the late spring. So the cover is the cover overhead is fine, but from you can still kind of there's visibility on you more or less from all sides, except for there's relatively thin tree trunks. These are maybe like oaks or something like that. They're not like big, but they're big enough to provide some cover. But he says, I know this isn't perfect, but frankly, I haven't. It's pretty open out here, and this is better than nothing. And yeah.
Oh, I thought of something. Trees that are not trees, that when we sit under them, they're going to actually try to eat us.
So Veishi.
Yeah, I look at Veishi.
Hey, Veishi,
you
you
need
think-
something?
do you think your cousins are actually changed and they're just gonna try to kill us when we camp underneath them tonight?
My cousins.
I assume all trees are related. I'm sorry, I'm very insensitive.
Can't believe you'd say that.
I mean, I could talk to them.
Could you
We're in
ask
good
them if they're
hands.
gonna kill us in the night?
Would you like me to talk to the trees?
Let's talk to the
I
trees.
love-
Come on.
I mean, it's like one of the greatest things to watch in the world. please. No,
So
seriously.
I will cast Speak with Plants.
Yes.
Okay.
Are these trees like in 30-foot like circle or something? Or is there like one tree?
No, there's a couple trees in the. I mean, they're not that far apart. There's. I mean, so let me look at the spell to see what speak.
Because legitimately,
I
when we were starting to
can.
spit off all these things that could kill us and everything's changing, we never considered that a plant might
You
be
imbue plants
changed into
within
something
30
that wants
feet
to
of you with
murder
limited
us.
sentience and animation.
He's gonna create
Yeah, there's
sentient
like.
trees that cast fireball.
I'll say there's like
Yep.
a half dozen trees or so within 30 feet of you.
Cool. They are going to kill us all.
So would they, when it says limited sentience and animation, giving them ability to communicate, is that with just me?
Yeah, the
You are.
communication part, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And the limited sentience is up to the DM's discretion.
Yeah.
I know that for the sake of it's a third level spell, I always make them smarter than just being stupid. You know, like
Right.
because you're using a third level spell. So
But they're not gonna be like the Sun Tree.
no, but
No.
Hey,
they'll be
Keelan.
able to tell you.
So a couple questions. Hey, are you guys there?
Oh, that was the end of the question. Sorry. Uh, oh, hi,
Yeah.
are you? Where did you come from? Are you one of us? We don't.
Um,
I haven't heard. You're. I don't know this.
something kind of like you, yes.
You look like us. That's wow.
So I have a question. What does speak with plants sound like to those who don't know what speak with plants sounds like?
It's just like wind in the trees type stuff. Like, and you hear
Oh,
like
got
a
it.
little bit of like wind creaking or wood creaking, kind of like, like that kind of
So
stuff.
there's convincing studies that are out right now that trees already
Yeah.
communicate in our world really, but it's silent to us. It's like reverberation, so you might just see animated trees.
Well,
Yeah.
there's
It's just
also
quiet.
they've already proven that trees are able to communicate via chemical signals to
Right.
one another over
Hmm.
generations. So now, is it a much faster process? We don't know, but we've at least been able to prove that over generations.
So
Science
Tolkien was
101.
right about Ents that they can speak. It just takes forever.
So see there, listeners, not only is it fun, it's educational.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am somewhat like you. I come from the trees, not from around here.
Okay. How did you get here?
I not sure, but I am here, and I'm asking you questions.
Sure.
You're not going to attack us, are you?
No. And then you hear a couple of voices. No, no, we're not gonna attack. No, yeah, no, we wouldn't do that. No.
There is. I come from a swamp from the south, and there is something wrong with one of the towns nearby.
Yeah. Okay. What's wrong?
Have you not heard on the winds?
Um, we don't hear about the town so much, but yeah, we've heard of things nearby that are weird and different and un unfriendly.
So, if we were to set up camp here for the night before we go deal with this natural monstrosity, would there be dangers here lurking about at night?
Oh, maybe. They things kind of. I mean, I most things don't come over here. I don't think, but there's some. They things definitely come and go around here. Uh, but we won't do anything to you.
Insight.
Inside the tree. Yeah, good.
The
Well,
tree believes the
it
tree
is a valid
implicitly.
question. Like, if they know that other trees might be affected by the changing around here, maybe they know. I don't know. Or family.
If it wasn't implied, I was trying to kind of imply it that they do know.
But
That they,
other plants.
yeah, that
Yeah.
other plants have been changed.
Oh, okay, okay. I missed that. Sorry. Gotcha, gotcha. Cool.
So Vaishi, go ahead, Vaishi.
Uh, what kind of creatures lurk about?
I don't know what they're called, but they're pretty nasty. They fly like there's some flying things. There's kind of big, nasty, things with claws. Uh, there's a lot more recently. They leave us alone, thankfully, but they seem kind of scary.
Hmm. So, it'd be best to look up towards the sky if I were looking for danger, right?
Um, that would be one place to look. We'll cover you for some of it. You seem pretty nice. We like to cover you.
Thanks. You all seem fantastic, and I hope
Aw.
you grow bigger.
Yeah.
It seems like you have plenty of space to do that here in this clearing, though.
It is. It's a little lonely. We have some friends who are much farther away that they've just got all sorts of friends nearby, and we're, you know, we're happy with who we got, but it'd be nice to have some more friends around. You're nice. Are you gonna stay?
I'll think about it.
Okay.
Once I once I am
Can you show us how you move
once
around like that? That's pretty neat.
the I come from a swamp from the south. I'm not sure exactly how to tell you where I'm from, but not that far.
Okay.
Um the swamp made this happen.
Huh.
My roots become unbound and I could move.
I mean, I like my roots. They feed me. How do you feed?
I'm not sure.
Huh.
I'm glad powers exist that would maybe explain it, but I have a good feeling after I deal with this that I am to find somewhere to place my roots. Maybe I place them here.
That would be great.
I'll remember it here.
Thanks.
I'll tell everybody that these trees are really, really nice. And nothing else. No, I'm
And
kidding.
nothing
I'll tell
Fascinating.
them everything that they relate about like the flying dangers, and it's not that dangerous, but it's like a nice place. They didn't hear anything about Ivyholm. Um, yeah, whatever else that I
Yeah,
don't
basically the
remember,
dangerous
but
creatures are around sometimes. Like it's not unheard of. Some of them are flying, some of them are walking around, but
sounds about normal for this area anyway.
yeah.
This is as good of a place as any, and they're not going to attack us overnight. They're quite nice, actually.
So the scout will start trying to not only like set up camp, but like looks as if he's starting to kind of gather like any sort of dead branches and leaves and stuff around to kind of anything that can sort of provide a little bit of even rudimentary camouflage. So he's actually, I'll go and do a survival check for him to see what he comes up with, how well he does.
Can we help him out with some
Yeah,
druidcraft once we see that going on?
sure. Yeah, if anybody wants to help, they can do like survival, or yeah, if you have druidcraft, you can do druidcraft to help. So if you want to do druidcraft, I'll allow you to do survival with advantage if you want to use like druidcraft to kind of give yourself advantage to kind of help conceal
Who's
stuff.
doing druidcraft?
I got
Fenris
one.
is can, yeah.
Fenris, may the light show you the way.
Nice.
Guidance.
Very nice.
Thank you. That's plus a D4.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can use advantage because you're because you're doing druidcraft, and then
Thank
for a
goodness.
second it was gonna be a 1 and a 2.
Whoo!
Yeah, that's nice. So So you're trying to
Like,
like sort of weave like a little bit of camouflage with Druidcraft. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
kind of cover everything up.
Nice. That helps.
The the natural foliage has changed quite a bit since like over our trip. So
Yeah.
just like is this maybe this?
Yeah, so you're able to
Kind
sort of like conjure up things that kind of look like maybe brush or bushes that would be sort of gathered around the bases of these sort of trees, which otherwise don't have a whole lot going on. And you can kind of like put a little bit of moss on their trunks so that it kind of looks like, yeah, this is just a bit of an overgrowth. So yeah, you give it a nice touch up.
sweet.
Which yeah, that he's actually what's his base? I don't remember. It was his base survival is not that great. So yeah, he's kind of just like leaning branches up against the trunk, so it doesn't really help that much. But the idea is there.
I'll probably ask him for feedback every few seconds, just like that. Is this natural? That's too colorful. Shit.
He just looks at you and he says, "Good."
All right,
Okay. So
we'll
yeah,
make it happen.
he's taken the torch that he's lit and just like stuck it in the dirt so that he can kind of have something to look with, uh, to see because it's not like full on dark just yet. It's like its sun is setting at this point. Like the sun is just on the horizon, I would say. So as the camp is being made and now somewhat concealed. So is anybody else doing anything else to kind of help conceal or do anything else just to kind of?
Did you guys want me to do communion again? Or commune again? I keep saying communion. Commune.
Yeah.
Why not both?
Communion is always helpful. Speak with plants was awesome.
That was
Yeah.
the first question.
That's the only question we have right now. Yeah.
Any other questions?
I'll say as you're setting up for the ritual, the scout will uh, not take your lantern, but sort of motion towards your lantern and have you point it like away from the road, which you're not really that close to the road. You're a little bit far from, but like into like basically don't have light shining everywhere if you can avoid it.
That's fine.
Try and conceal the light.
I understand what he's trying to
Yeah.
convey, and plus I do speak rudimentary his language, so if he says something, I understand it.
Oh, interesting. But are you letting on?
No.
You're not speaking back right now. Okay,
Nope.
gotcha.
Nice.
Because yeah, as he does it, he might be like saying he's like well no, but he speaks common, so he'd be like no light or less light.
As I look at his torch,
Oh, and then he's like thinks about it. He goes out and snuffs his torch.
Where
So-
about to go?
I'll like build like rocks up around it so that it like kind of focuses in one area, and because you said we're in a divot, right? So I'll have it to where it kind of points down towards the ground itself instead of projecting outward.
The divot was the other place, but you can be in a bit of a divot here, sure.
Or if I have to, I'll dig up a little hole or whatever and kind of set the lantern in so it's got a little bit of cover or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
So that's the first question. Anyone got any other questions? Okay, there's the second one.
Well dispatching,
Ooh, well praised.
doing it well.
I don't know what else, but yeah, I was meant to be Will. Sorry.
I have two throwaways, just kind of shoot the shit.
How you doing?
Since
Oh, are you like long
anybody has
walks on the beach?
yeah. Watch any good shows lately? That's not yes, no question. No.
Yes or no? No.
Sorry. So as soon as we got confirmation that the schemer's not behind it, Mad Titan is still not 100% guaranteed. That might be
Well,
worth
yeah.
asking.
Is the Mad Titan involved?
Yeah. And then Fenris in character were like, can you ask if the horses are gonna be okay? I don't even know how to phrase that. Just I need to know. I need to know.
Candy
Is there
I'll do
anything
sugar
that
we can do?
tomorrow. I'll do that one tomorrow.
All right. Just, do you know if there's anything I can do to?
Well, point of order. The idea is that you're probably going off the road tomorrow and into Ivyholm probably tomorrow.
So the horse would be left behind. Everything.
Well, the scout would take him back. Yeah.
I
don't know if I
why
trust
it
him.
keeps doing that. I have my character selected, but every once in a while
Oh
it
yeah,
throws
it says
James.
James.
Up.
Yeah, I've done that.
I don't know why.
Oh, you know
So
what?
those,
Oh no, that's I don't know what it's doing.
Is it the map?
It could be because you don't have your characters on this map.
Yeah, but Adam just did his and it came up Adam. Well,
Well, it
it
says
did say
Adam, but
Adam.
it's got his
Yeah, the
portrait.
picture. Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
that's it. So, any questions other than changing will to well to will?
Sorry about that. Yeah, yeah.
That's all right.
Uh, honestly, I think those are three solid questions. You might want to start with maybe the Mad Titan. I don't know what order.
Yeah, I'll ask is the Mad Titan involved first and see what I get.
Yeah, just kind of
And
go
it's
from there.
ritual casting again, so I'm not eating the
Yep.
fifth level slot.
And we could just say you had enough holy water from before if you want. I don't care if you want, unless
That's
you want.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are prepared.
Yeah. I mean, you could have done the holy water stuff like on the trip,
Yeah.
since you knew you were gonna cast it tonight. Uh, okay. So, which I mean, I'm assuming because it what consumes 25 GPU per silver, but you got enough. Sure.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
just say you bring enough for like fucking 10 communes whenever you go somewhere.
Yeah. And ceremonies. It's a ceremony.
Oh,
Doesn't. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So the first question is the Mad Titan involved? Well, I would
Yes.
caution you to be a little bit more
Is the
specific.
Mad Titan involved with the changing that is occurring in Ivyholm?
Gotcha. Fair enough. Okay. So the question, so set the ritual up. We got the lantern sort of somewhat in some scooped out earth to sort of dim the light that will project everywhere, but so that you can still see it. And you focus on the Everlight and ask, is the Mad Titan involved in the changing that has been occurring as a result of what's going on in Ivyholm? And the light level kind of hums. You get a bit of a. It feels almost like a bit of a hum to it, and then it brightens a little as like a soft yes.
Okay.
You personally feel you get that same sort of you're a little off the mark feel again,
Got it.
and that's it.
Okay.
So
I will
it's
convey.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say so it's a soft yes, I suppose.
Okay. I will convey that to the group, and then I will say, is Sam Dalton willingly behind the changing?
Okay, so the light from its slightly elevated level, and at first, for some of you who are watching, may not quite pick up on the subtleties of the changing in light because of the alternate presentation, where you're sort of trying to dim the light somewhat naturally. So you may not have even noticed necessarily at first that first question was a yes, because it was kind of a tentative yes. So the light goes back to normal, and then you focus. You say, well. And it was is Sam Dalton willingly behind the changing?
Yes.
Okay. So the light begins to grow just ever so slightly. Again, probably only Ben even really notices this. It's just the very faintest of yeses, and you get the kind of additional flavor to that of almost like stress or pain to it.
Okay. I'll convey to the party that it is a yes, but it's not a solid hard yes. There's other factors are involved. And then I'll say, will dispatching Sam Dalton stop the changing?
So again, the light resumes back to its normal level. Brighter than the other times, it definitely lights up this time. Not like shockingly, blindingly bright, but a fairly confident yes. And the flavor that you get extra is that of a unfinished task. Like there's something that's left, something else.
Something that's left for us to do, or something that's left for Sam to do.
For the feeling for Ben would be something that would not be a finished thing. Like basically,
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say.
yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong in the understanding that yes, it would stop it, but there's not going to be 100% stop. There's something else that needs to be accomplished. It's
Yep.
going to possibly continue the changing to occur.
Right.
Okay.
So, okay, so Sam willingly behind it was a soft yes,
It was a soft yes, but it was yes.
but it was pain. The Everlight was in pain, or was Sam in pain? Like, what
Uh,
was?
I didn't specify, but since it's Ben's connection, Ben, it's basically to give you just a little bit more. It's basically that he may at one time have been willingly, but is not now.
Okay. Got it.
So,
So he willingly started it,
yeah,
but
but he can't
current
stop it.
current right now he can't stop it or he's unable to stop it, but he may want to stop it.
Or he's possessed. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
two ways, right? Like he
Yeah.
could have been overcome by the powers, and now he's no longer Sam Dalton anymore as we know it. Or he, I mean, it could be that that was why he was at the troll cave, and he was trying to mess up the trolls. I don't know.
Yep. And then the Mad Titan is somewhat involved, but not entirely. Maybe not the mastermind or the grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could very well be that Sam just found some
You know,
artifacts or some relics or some baubles that are
Yeah.
related to the Mad Titan, and he's just using the Mad Titan's power. But the Mad Titan's like, I don't care. You're using my shit. Go for it.
Or it could be as simple as the Mad Titan wasn't even involved until he saw something happening, and then he got in because of
Yeah.
how the Mad Titan is.
Yeah. Well, baloney. Okay.
So when you're doing this, I assume pretty much everybody is watching as you do this ceremony, right? Oh, except maybe Syl would probably be.
So, nah. So doesn't watch. I think.
Okay.
So it,
I love lantern time. It's very
I
meditative.
love Lantern Time. It's very Brick Tamlin from our Anchorman of you. I love
That's
Lantern.
very-
I ate a big red candle.
That was pretty
I
fucking
forgot about that.
perfect.
Thank you.
I love Lantern Time.
we may have a new name for the episode.
Yeah,
I
right.
love
Oh
Lantern Time.
shit.
Lanterns and gangsters. I mean,
Yeah,
like, I
I
don't
feel
know.
like to be a gangster.
It's my kind of adventure. Holy crap.
It sounds like a fucked up kids game. Lanterns and gangsters.
Yay, man. Oh, y'all got lanterns and gangsters.
Damn
Oh, good.
Shoot your lanterns is for pussies.
damn
Let's play lanterns and gangsters.
Oh,
Let me,
shit.
I got. I mean, I couldn't help, especially because
Yeah. Yeah.
of Fenris being Fenris, kind of being a bit of a himbo. It's kind of like, yeah, that kind of fits. It kind of just does.
I love lanterns.
Hold on one
Can't
second. Yeah. Do you need help? If you all will give me just like 2 minutes, my wife needs help with something real quick.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hey, we're good. We're good.
I'm gonna get some water real quick.
Yeah. Beverage time. Get some water. Get some tea. Get some of that genuine 100% proof Budweiser, Bud Light, Bud. Are you still here, James, or did you step away?
I'm still here.
Did you guys get any threats or anything? Like
I was actually in St. Louis when it happened. St. Louis didn't get any threats, but we did go on heightened alert, and they had excessive um, security. Houston got a bomb threat. LA got a bomb threat, and there were three other places I can't remember where they are. A total of five got bomb threats. All over one single can printed and sent to a person individually.
Yeah. Well, did you hear about the Crack a Barrel hilarity? Like,
No.
it kind of relates to so Cracker Barrel has introduced a impossible sausage, right? Like the vegan
Yeah.
sausage. They didn't take anything away from the menu. They literally added to the menu.
I'm back.
And to summarize the mindset of that side of our nation and everything right now is people are calling to boycott Cracker Barrel for conveniencing individuals that want to eat a vegan sausage. They didn't take anything away from them. They're not forcing you to get this sausage. It's an option. But the fact that they're willing to convenience those people is reason enough to boycott them.
Absolute
Sick.
heresy.
That is like
Well,
America in a microcosm right now.
like I was talking with Danny, and I've said millions before. It's first world people with first world
Oh yeah.
problems.
Yes, just making shit up. Like,
Yeah,
uh,
my life
I'm
is
like, there's
too.
too many things in this world that you could actually be actively trying to help, and you're worried about who the hell's on a Bud Light can or what kind of sausage Cracker Barrel is serving.
Yep.
Exactly. And yet, what's sad about it is you get movements behind it, right? You actually get like
Oh yeah,
sizable groups of people doing
Yep.
like very,
you
very
get
sizable.
threats.
What was that?
You get bomb threats.
Yeah.
If you think about it, on average, any line at a Budweiser plant does about 1,200 containers a minute.
Okay.
So a bomb threat happens, everyone's evacuated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So 1,200 containers across 7 lines per minute.
Yep.
That's 8,400 cans a minute at 5 breweries.
Yep.
40,000, 40 was that 42,000? If my math is right.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Just
damn.
1 minute, 42,000.
42,000 containers for 1 minute
Yeah.
that aren't
And
produced. We make about 40% of the total sales. So one beer, I can't, was it a 24 pack goes for like $27 or something like that. So this is simple math, say $1. So let's say we make
yeah.
40 cents per one, right? 40 cents times 82,000 or whatever it was per
Jeez.
minute lost.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah.
So,
That's
Crazy.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
sucks.
Back
But yeah,
to
back to Le Adventure. Um,
yes,
so that was the three questions, I think, right?
yes.
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 Okay.
And all of them were yeses to a degree.
Yeah, with
Yes. Yes.
with various flavors to them. And yeah, so it is basically the sun is more or less set at this point, I would say. Uh, and yeah, so starting to get into sleepy times. What's everybody doing? Or if anything, other than the commune spell.
So
Saying goodbye to my tree friends, but I'm not gonna cast the spell, so they're just gonna listen to me say goodbye to them.
I mean, you had 10 minutes, so you could have done it like right after the commune, because the commune's only like 1 minute, I think. So.
I don't think it's a ritual cast, and I'm saving my spell slot.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it keeps going for 10 minutes, I think. Right? Is it duration 10 minutes? Yeah. Which I guess you had enough conversation for 10 minutes. So yeah, I got you. Okay, noted. You just like kind of stroke the trunk, and they get it. You know what? Actually, make a nature check with advantage because you're a fucking tree. Come on, fishy.
I'm sorry, what?
I said make a nature check with advantage because you're a tree.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the nature check part. I was
Oh,
just
sorry.
like
Well, yeah, it's trying to.
satisfied with my talking the tree part, and I was
Nah,
like,
yeah, make a nature check.
All right.
did it.
Because you can't directly speak to them, right? Like, but, oh yeah, they understand.
No, but
They
yeah,
get.
I can't tell that they understand. I figured out, but I was gonna say goodbye
I'll say with
anyway.
that nature check, you think they probably get it.
I'm
They
definitely
like
coming
there's
back.
a slight like creak to the trunk a little bit that sort of feels contented. So as if a new friend was made. Okay. Anybody else
I'm
got?
gonna tell everybody that I'm I really like these trees. They're really nice.
Found my new home.
They're so nice.
Oh, you made new friends. Fantastic. More friends, more better.
All right. Anybody else? Anything? Are we going into sleep time and sentry mode and all that?
Sleepy time.
Sleep
Like-
time.
Make
See
food,
you
go to bed.
guys in
Perfect.
4 hours when we abruptly wake up because we're getting attacked. Good night.
5 more minutes.
I mean, you assumed that 2 nights ago.
I am just every night. Just Gwen is itching. Gwen's like,
What the fuck? This place isn't dangerous. Fuck this shit.
yeah. It's like,
Uh,
come on.
Okay. So yeah, made food. I assume, are we doing the dark vision thing again?
Yeah. Do I have all those spell slots? Did that cost a spell slot? Hold on one second.
I mean, dark vision's only a 2nd level, I think, so you should still have all those.
Yep, you're right. Yeah, I just had to check what level the speak with plants was because I
Just
might have had
3rd.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're good. Yes.
So
You
yourself.
get dark vision. You get dark vision.
Yeah, so it's 3, right? I think. You Ben, and Fenris, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. And Jebray's just chilling, going to sleep.
Oh, yeah, Jabri, you know, oh, wow, what's this bell? The bell.
Oh, I don't know. Sinclair is the name of the guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like that's easy for us to remember. Like Dino Pay. Ding.
Right.
And then does the stuff with Sinclair, you know.
Right. Okay.
Puts on
I mean,
his eye mask.
I'm gonna guess on average he probably uses at least 2 or 3 of the 4 charges a day, if not all 4. Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess there's almost no day where he doesn't use at least 2 charges.
Yeah.
Sinclair, I'm feeling caviar as a midnight snack. I'm a bit famished. A bit peckish, if you will.
Peckish, nice. What? All we have is porridge. Fine.
Sinclair, fluff my pillow.
Delightful.
Sinclair, the little girl is making noises in the sleep. Can you quiet her up, please?
Itty means necessary.
Goes over there with an illusionary or invisible pillow.
Yeah.
What's going on in here?
Could an unseen servant smother someone? I don't
Oh,
actually
God.
think so. I don't think they're
They
allowed
could
to do
pick
anything
something up.
harmful.
They're not. It's
They can't do
considered
anything
an
harmful,
attack.
right?
Yeah. They can't.
Come on, rule of cool.
I mean, yeah. In the right
Unseen
scenario.
servant assassin.
Well, no, like you can use an unreal servant to poison somebody because you can drop the poison in their food or their drink, right? So that's so why can't they smother them with a pillow? It's the same. The end result's the same thing.
It's got my vote.
I know, right? Really cool.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't say anything about not. Oh, it says it can't attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Can't attack. So
Also, it
can't-
has a strength of 2, so good luck smothering anything.
Yeah.
Yes, but you could drop something in someone's open mouth while they're sleeping.
True. Absolutely.
A dagger.
You just set the unseen servant like 40, 50, 60 feet above someone that's sleeping, and they just drop a dagger. Just
Sheesh.
Sheesh.
Drop
Someone's
the
thought about this.
Yeah.
Although they can't be more than 60 feet away from you. So.
So 60 feet, there you go. It's just, and then just drop acid on them.
Shit.
I'm melting. All right, so sleepy time, and then sentry mode,
Yeah.
and Boodle chill ground sentry next to Gwen, I assume.
Um, this evening, the trees are giving us cover. Yeah, he'll be ground sentry. Well, Hubert does sky sentry.
Okay.
I guess. If that's what Hubert's doing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Say again.
Hubert's owner. What's Hubert doing in the evening?
Blah, 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 blah. I'm assuming. I'm trying to remember the block. Only the familiar's owner can communicate with the familiar to some degree, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, obviously, like Hubert can hoot and do what a normal owl can do with whatever intelligence it has. But yeah.
Okay. He's spending most of his night talking with Veishi, like, tell me about your new tree friends. How's it going? And there's not a lot of communication actually going on, but he's trying. And then he'll sentry a little bit.
So he's like motioning to the tree with his head, and then motioning back to him, and then like
Yeah.
dancing
And just
around, just like.
what? What are you? Okay. Yeah, he's hanging out with Veishi.
Okay.
Uh,
And doing any
Well,
patrol type stuff or no?
a little bit.
Okay.
Not a lot.
All right.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be doing something.
Yeah, perception for all of them. Yeah, I'll remember that. So I'll kind of set the DC based on his a little bit of lack of
What about
vigilance.
perception? Oh, gross. Oh no.
Oh, now.
Boodle. Where's Boodle?
Yeah. Someone.
Glad you guys roll better.
Yeah, but Hoover's being a little lazy, so it's not quite a full 25, if you know what I mean. All right.
Hoot 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 hoot. Did you hear that?
Let's see. With 13, yeah, Veishi, you don't really see much. Boodle, 19, and Boodle's with Gwen, right?
The
Yeah.
important thing is that
you know,
I'm trying.
Still patrolling, but staying more on the ground and
And
checking
keeping.
out
What's the
the-
range for the magic resistance stuff? Like, would they try and
Oh,
keep within that
no,
range?
he's not keeping that. No.
Oh,
Like he
okay.
just needs to be within 10 feet of me for it. So like he'll break that. He'll-
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, so I assume so. Boodle and Hubert have been made aware that you guys need to be kept unseen as much as possible. So with their moving, go ahead and give me stealth checks as well, just to see if they may be unintentionally making noises and stuff like that as they move around. Okay. And Hubert as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm not. Yeah. It's fine. Boodle.
Okay.
Phew.
Nice.
Yeah. So Hubert, even in the night sky, is pretty stealthy. Like they're night predators when they want to be, so it's fine.
Silent wings are still silent now.
Yeah, exactly. Boodle's a little bit too loud moving around the camp, Hubert probably hears Boodle shuffling around, even though I assume Boodle's staying invisible the entire time.
Yeah. That's why I said I just rolled it once because of audio stuff rather than just
Right, exactly.
visual.
Yeah, but thanks for the clarification. So yeah, like Hubert probably hears and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Motherfucker.
Hoot 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 hoot.
Hoot, hoot, hoot. So Hubert, after especially trying to communicate with Vishu, who's in like stasis mode or whatever, like standby mode, like talking about like how's your new friend and like. So you can see that Hubert's trying to talk to you, but you can't really respond.
Hoot 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 hoot.
And then
hoot,
eventually,
hoot, hoot, hoot.
Hubert gives up, flies up, like fine, I'll just check out what's going on.
I guess I'll do my job.
Right. So yeah, Hubert makes a bit of a wide but not super wide arc. Comes back and notices that the scout is gone.
He'll
Wait, what did you say?
The
Sorry.
scout,
Scout is
the gnoll, the scout is gone.
He's gone?
Yeah.
Hubert's
There's
gonna
shit
look.
afoot.
Yeah, yeah. Hubert's looking left and right, making sure it's like Noel's not staring at him.
Hubert
Then he's gonna go.
just sees that he's gone. And you know what? That's where we're ending it for tonight.
I had a feeling.